WLTC HD2 Casita and W221 DP Columbus.
The Sportsvisions Morning Show, weekday morning 6 to 9 on Sportsvisions 92.1. You're listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Friday morning and welcome everybody to another edition of the Sportsvisions Morning Show. I am Walter and Betty Jones's baby boy, Daryl DJ Jones. We call this guy the Swiss Army knife, and his government name is Richard Holdridge. Good morning, Richie.
Good morning, DJ. Happy Friday.
TGIF. Hey, man, Ricky Rogers is out there, and, of course, he wants to say happy Friday to everybody. We appreciate you, Ricky. Of course, we have the opportunities of allowing you to help us get our day started, and we appreciate it so very much. And, again, we don't take it for granted. We know what we're here for. We are here to entertain, of course, to educate and inform you on the goings-on in the world of sports. And I tell you what, Richard, I tell you, the only live and local sports talk show in the Chattahoochee Valley, in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. We are happy to be here this morning.
Very happy to be here. And on a Friday, where else are you going to get local sports talk radio 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9. And we have got a lot to cover, and we're also just getting you ready for the weekend, and it is a very special weekend indeed.
Yes. Mother's Day weekend, and, of course, it starts today. Obviously, for you guys that know what it means to make people happy, make especially your better half happy, it should start today. Don't wait till Sunday, just kind of roll into it. And to be honest with you, we're going to start at the Highside Market. Big Saxy is going to be down there playing the music, and, of course, it's a part of the Uptown comedy series, or at least a concert series by, of course, Uptown Columbus. And we'll be at Highside Market for all intents and purposes. I know that the weather has kind of shifted and moved for the good, but Big Saxy is where we'll start our Mother's Day festivities.
That is awesome. I love going to Highside Market. I mean, it's a little cozy, like mini mall. I mean, it's got the Flying Biscuit over there. It's got that donut place. And of course, that's where the pro shop is for Columbus United. And we'll be making some appearances over there. So, and I love that outside part where they have the concert series. And yeah, that's a really thriving place. And, it's been around for about 10 years, but a lot of people don't know about it.
Had the pleasure of hearing Frankie Mincy, one of my favorite artists in the whole wide world. I had the opportunity to hear him last Friday. And, of course, Big Saxy tonight. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and greet everybody this morning. I want to say good morning to all of our friends out there on Facebook land as well as YouTube. We appreciate the fact that you allow us to help you get your day started. And for all of our friends out there in WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921 land, we love you. But it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Hello, somebody. Richard, let's get this party started. It's Friday, man. It's Friday, and I tell you, and of course, we are going. You're actually going to hightail out of here, and not just as soon as you get off the air. You're going to take a nice little trip. You want to share with everybody where you're going?
Yeah, I'm going up to Chattanooga with the family. My niece is graduating college.
Wow,
so,
nice.
It's actually going to be Saturday morning, so we're going to try to get out of here as soon as possible to beat that Atlanta traffic, because there's really no other way to get up to Chattanooga. And the quickest way is to go through downtown Atlanta.
I-75 all the way up to Chattanooga. They'll put you out right where you need to be, right?
Yeah, but, they got that Buc-ee's in Calhoun, so that's something that the kids are definitely looking forward to when we make that trip.
Hey, man, the Columbus Clinkstones took one under the chin. The Shuckers broke a 7-game losing streak, man, to beat the Clinkstones last night. But you know what? They'll go at it again tonight, and you can catch that action this evening on 92.1 FM. That's Sportsvisions 92.1 FM. And I know what the Braves were off last night, but they are getting ready for one wang dang doodle of a series. They're going to up against the Dodgers. That's the reigning world champions. And again, this is where everybody's wanting to make sure that the Braves are, playing up the standard. They're saying, okay, we've trusted. We appreciate the fact that you got out the gates. We appreciate the fact that you just recently lost the first series of the season. And again, but going up against the Dodgers, that's our measuring stick, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely the measuring stick, because the Dodgers are the back-to-back World Series champions. They have the highest payroll in baseball. So if you look at the Braves and the Dodgers, they have a lot of history. because they have met in the postseason numerous times. I'm thinking 2013, 2018, 2021. 2020 is when the Braves blew that 3-1 series lead into the Dodgers. So, yeah, the Dodgers have always been a thorn in the Braves side. And as a Giants fan, I double root for the Braves when they play against the Dodgers, just because that's the team I root against. So, that's always a great feeling when the Braves beat the Dodgers.
Speaking of the Braves, I know a lot of the young bloods that are listening out there might not necessarily know this name, but Ted Turner. He was responsible for the Braves coming to Atlanta. He bought them back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away yesterday or the other day.
Yeah, he did.
And we're going to have a guest on. He's a sports columnist. He's been with the AJC for quite some time. His name is Ken Sugiura. And Ken's going to basically reflect us and reintroduce us to Ted Turner and some of the things that you may or may not have forgotten that he actually was a maverick of.
Ted Turner, he was the reason why the Braves were on TBS and that they were a national team and that I knew about them. And I remember just seeing him and Jane Fonda down the first base line wearing Braves caps during that World Series run. In the 90s, it was just the Braves were just larger than life. And Ted Turner was the reason for that. Obviously, a pioneer, had a global impact by, founding CNN, which later had the Cartoon Network, TNT, TBS. And he is just a global icon, truly going to be missed. But when I saw that, I was like, when Ted Turner had a huge impact, especially on the Braves. And a lot of people don't realize he also owned the Atlanta Hawks for a brief period and the Atlanta Flames.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But again, this guy was brilliant. He was a genius. He was a maverick. He was arrogant. He was all of that in a bag of chips. But one thing that he did that I always talk about, he betted on himself. He knew
really did.
He was into that satellite stuff way before anybody knew anything about it. I mean, it was talking about the cable network news. Obviously, he was the TNTBS, Turner Broadcasting. And again, it was CNN was synonymous with his name. This guy was just over the top or around the moon. And they said that some of the stuff that he would come up with, man, was just way beyond. You can only imagine. And again, we don't have a whole lot of those kind of folks around. But for a guy to be into, I would love to know, and maybe Ken could share with us who were the mentors for Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Because again, for him to be the catalyst of so many productive things, and just a billionaire several times over, back when, of course, obviously money was not as like it is today. Obviously, he probably would be. Is there anything bigger than a billionaire today? Is it anything more?
Oh no, it's
not a gazillionaire. That's just a word. A trillionaire.
Oh, I don't think you can get to be a trillion. There might be somebody that has a net worth of, I'll have to Google it, but maybe close to maybe $500 million. I don't know.
But my point is that's what he was then, because he was so far ahead of the game. And, just looking forward to of course, going back down memory lane with Ken Sugiura with the AJC about the life and legend of Ted Turner.
Yeah, he was a pioneer. He was a maverick. He was an innovator. And I know probably back in the late 70s when he had this crazy idea of putting a news channel that's 24/7, all news all day, people thought, you must be out your mind. But it turned into CNN, and it just became a global phenomenon. And when you think of like CNN, when you think of Atlanta, and Atlanta's been the hub, and especially for media, and it's really been growing since then.
As well. Let's bring it a little closer to home. Congratulations go out to, of course, Glenwood, who have, of course, punched their ticket to the next round. Brookstone and Calvary. So those three private schools are still doing their thing, and of course, still very much involved in postseason play. Nothing to talk about as far as the private school, or at least the public schools. I know Troop is the only one, I guess, that I can remember. I know no schools in Muskogee County made it. Everybody in Muskogee County is out, right?
Yeah, everybody in Muskogee County is out. Troop County really is the only team in our area that is still alive.
Wow.
As far as public schools.
Well, we had an opportunity, obviously, to talk to Tanner Glisson, a couple of weeks ago, but we had a time yesterday to talk to, Troop County's baseball team's all-star, Garrison Edwards, yesterday, and he's the leadoff guy. He's also had been most recently voted the offensive player of the year for the baseball team. So again, it was great to talk to Garrison and his dad as they prepare for postseason play, and they're moving right along. And again, they're fresh off of a state championship and looking to go back to back.
Absolutely. And it's looking like they're going to play Jefferson on May the 14th. So that's going to be next week, and they're going to be hosting in the semifinals.
And, of course, as far as Glenwood, they have been tremendous. This is an opportunity for them to go for, is it 4 state championships?
4 in a row. and guess who's in their way?
Who?
Lee Scott Academy.
Okay. All right.
What a series that's going to be. It's going to be at Glenwood because Glenwood won the region. Next Wednesday, that place is going to be packed. I know me and Mike Peacock were on the call yesterday for the NFHS Network. We were joking around about it being standing room only on that balcony. There's going to be there's not going to be an empty seat. It's Glenwood. It's Lee Scott. They've met many times in the AISA. It just means something. It's so big especially when it's the right to go to the state championship and you're taking on your longtime rival. It's going to be a great feeling.
Do the scalpers have those tickets already?
Oh yeah, you could try to scalp your tickets, but yeah, the tickets are going fast. You got to make sure that you get your ticket on GoFan because it's going to sell out quick. I think that Tim Fanning might have to put like bleachers out in the outfield. They do have that little perch over there for the student section in right field.
Yeah,
but bring your folding chairs. Do everything you can to try to get a seat because it is going to be jam packed at Tim Fanning Field.
Once again, congratulations to of course Tim Fanning. Again, he has done a tremendous job, and I don't know what it is, about Tim and all the stuff that happens with regards because this guy, he doesn't let anybody touch his field. He is responsible for his field, and that's the way he says therapeutic. And again, when you're talking about field, that's his baseball park over there. What's the official name of the park?
It is Tim Fanning Field, Bill Bowers Park.
Yeah. Well, this guy, every time if you don't see him on coaching his baseball team, he's doing something to manicure that baseball field. And I know that he was talking about. I saw him talking to Thrift on Georgia Alabama Sports Live and talking about how one of the ways that he and his team basically bond and come together is that their ability to go out and put the cover over the field in inclement weather and how they're able to synchronize it. It's a certain way that they do it, and it's about team building and team bonding. And I never thought about it that way, but it's a great way to think of it.
Yeah, it's therapeutic. You talk about people that like they lawn care has always been therapy for some people, and that's something that the team does in the morning. We had the inclement weather and they were able to put the tarp down and to just make sure that field was ready to go for the games yesterday. And we did have 1.5 games. We actually concluded game 1 that it ended in the bottom of the third the day before, and Glenwood was up 13-1. I was on the call for that, and it ended in 5 innings. Glenwood ended up taking game 1. About 20 minutes later, that's when game 2 started. And so we had Mike Peacock and myself on the call on the NFHS network.
Richie, I know that you usually have great ideas about, popping up and thinking about what should happen, what kind of things. I got one for you. I think that you should have a round table, with Brendan Seaver, Tim Fanning, of course, my guy up at Calvary,
Steve Smith,
and talk about, field maintenance. I think that would be a really, really cool show, a cool segment or something. Why don't you organize that?
I think it would too. I'm sure we would get a lot of people that are not just sports fans, people that are concerned and have a care for and a love and a passion for field maintenance and gardening. And I think we got to put that in the works.
You think you can pull something like that off?
I think I can.
Yeah. That's 3 damn good, guys that know what their fields are, obviously speak for themselves. And you're talking about a minor league, guy, and you're talking about 2 top championship high school caliber coaches, man, that take care of their own fields. I think that would be definitely a different angle.
Yeah, most definitely a different angle. And it also would get just the non-traditional sports fan to be informed, because there's a lot of people that are passionate about lawn care.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break, and coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to roll out the menu of our invited guest this morning. Hey, don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you are listening to WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Let's do this.
Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Tiffany Maddox with a look at your morning headlines. Columbus police have arrested an unidentified person in connection with Thursday's shooting on Marywood Drive off Steam Mill Road, which killed 30-year-old Dean Hill. Hill's body is being sent to Atlanta for an autopsy. The shooting is now under investigation. And the family of Anaya Blanchard faced Ibrahim Yazid in court Thursday and spoke about heartbreak, survival, and their promise to keep fighting for victims in Anaya's name. Yazid was convicted of murdering Blanchard in 2019. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Chattahoochee River Club in Columbus is closed after 34 years due to several factors, including the decline of membership support, economic challenges, and costly repairs to the club's aging infrastructure. Chattahoochee officials say the club ceased all operations on Friday, May 1st. For WRBL News 3, I'm Tiffany Maddox. Have a great weekend.
Good Friday morning. We are off to an overcast start with just a few breaks at times, with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Clouds will remain present across the area through the day, with high temperatures reaching the mid 70s. Rain showers arrive late tonight with overcast skies, and scattered showers and storms will be likely through the day on Saturday and also on Sunday before clearing Monday afternoon. Weekend temperatures will hold right there near 80.
To get the full story, visit sportsvisions921.com and click on the WRBL tab. Sports Visions 92.1.
Attorney advertising. Blake Swan, 4751 Best Road, College Park, Atlanta, Georgia. 921-200-7066. Paid actor dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success. You see that dog right there? Dog walking. Standing on 2 legs. Ain't smiling or nothing. Tail not wagging. The dog is hungry. The dog want food. The dog want to bite. Dog ain't playing. Dog ain't friendly. Please don't pet him. He don't like that. It's attack word. It's accidents. Your safe word. It's I'll pay you. What you gonna do if that dog takes you? What you gonna do if that dog bites you? What you gonna do if that dog gets you? What you gonna do if that dog bites you? You gonna use your safe word? Say I'll pay you? What you gonna do? That's a serious question. Any accident, big or small, top dog law.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-215-7996. 800-215-7996. 800-215-7996. That's 800-215-7996.
This hour brought to you in part by Gill's Auto Sales, now celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Come get ready for Mother's Day at JCPenney. Find the perfect gifts and exactly what you are and aren't looking for. A chic handbag you know she'll love, and a clutch for you too. A silver necklace that's just her color, and earrings you've had your eye on. Because if a few extras end up in your cart, well, you are getting an extra 20% off with coupon. This mall haul will totally get mom's approval. Yes, JCPenney. Valid 5/4 through 5/10 while they last. Exclusions apply.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Friday morning, everybody. It's a great day for a great day of DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. We're broadcasting from the beautiful PMB studios in Midtown, Columbus. Just a 40-yard dash down the street from the Aflac Towers. Man, I tell you what, Richie, I don't know. How you think you're doing in your 40-yard dash days? You know, we once upon a time, I think that I read we ran 4.75. Is your personal best?
Yeah, I actually got a 4.64, but that's neither here nor there. All right. I need to go do my 40-yard time. I got to actually get my combine scores just so people know. Hey, I actually run maybe a 5.2, 5.40 Right now, I could probably run maybe a 5.8, probably 6.
Hey, that's rolling in
like 6, man.
That's rolling. Yeah,
I'm like Rich Eisen in a suit. I mean, that's my 40-yard dash.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, we talked about the Atlanta Braves, of course, and they are on the road. They are out in L.A., and they'll be out there for the next 3 games. Got 3-game series against the Dodgers. And again, this will give us somewhat of a measuring stick as to, again, and not necessarily, but obviously, right now the Braves have jumped out and had the best performance in Major League Baseball so far. But really, we know that this next 3 days will be the opportunity for us to get a real measurement of how good the Braves really are, even though they're still not completely healthy.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big series. I know that it's still very early in the regular season, but this is your nemesis. This is the team that has eliminated you from the postseason 3 times in the last 15 to 16 years. And this is a team you finally got over the hump and you beat them. And I'm going to give credit to my team, the Giants, for wearing the Dodgers out in that earlier series. Took them to 7 games. And the Braves ended up taking it to them in LCS to get to the World Series and ended up winning the World Series. But the Dodgers for 15 years have been the standard when it comes to Major League Baseball. And they have been the expectations for them to win the World Series every year. And it seems like the rich get richer. They go throw money at Freddie Freeman. They throw money at Shohei Ohtani. They throw money at Kyle Tucker. And that's just the way that the Dodgers are, operating. And sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. But it's worked out for them the last 2 years because they have won the last 2 World Series titles.
Absolutely. And again, part of the, the joy of doing the morning show, well, again, a couple of guys that obviously are brothers in PMB. Bear O'Brien, who is on the first studio to my back, and again, as you see us, he does the morning show on Kissin' 99.3. And, of course, Rob Carter, he is on Rock 106, and he is on the other side. But, these guys come in, they have different, ideas. And now, of course, the sports talk show is, we get to talk a hell of a lot more than they do. They talk a little bit in little tidbits, and then they play a lot of music. But, Bear's really good, and he and Rob both are making suggestions and saying, hey, DJ, did you think about this or that? And again, today is Mother's Day weekend, and obviously these are the top 5 things that only moms say. This is, of course, courtesy of Bear O'Brien and his research team. Now, he says this is one of the things that, and you'll hear some of this, some of this will be familiar, and then you'll have others that will say, well, they didn't say, my mom didn't say it like that, but she did say it like this. But it says, I'll kiss it and make it feel better. You remember those days?
Yes, absolutely.
Good old mom. She says, call me when you arrive safely.
Oh, of course. Mm-hmm. That happens all the time.
Will you behave? We're in church.
Yeah.
Seatbelts on, kid. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, always.
Okay. What did you do to your sister's Barbie?
Oh, see, I didn't have a younger sister growing up, so that didn't really.
Your eyes will get stuck that way. Oh, you know, when you're rolling your eyes, I didn't roll my eyes at my parents. My dad would have bopped me. And do you want me to cut the crust off your bread?
Yeah, definitely.
Your first poppy in the potty. Your first poopy in the potty. I'm so proud of you. You remember that, Richie. You got 2 little baby girls, I'm sure.
Yep, absolutely.
And let's leave Daddy alone. He had a bad day. Dang, that's another one of those for you.
Oh, man, I've heard that before, but I would love to hear that more often.
Last but not least, you are just like your father. Now, you know what? I've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard
Absolutely.
that. I heard that from Mom. But yeah, it's a great day for a great day. Hey, listen. Hey, big shout out to, of course, Stanley Crowell as well as Ricky Rogers. These guys are up and at 'em this morning. And again, they are helping us, Richard, get our day started. And we are so appreciative of that. Hey, look, coming up today, of course, on the show, we'll have an opportunity in just a little bit to hear from, of course, Mike Woods. Mike Woods is, of course, he is the sports director over at Girls Inc., and he's also doing a lot of other things, but a longtime trainer for girls basketball and a coach, for girls basketball here in the community. And he's starting to spread his wings. He's doing a lot of other things to try to generate more interest and to give more information about, opportunities for these young ladies in sports. And we're going to have him up at 6:30.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from Mike Woods. Always appreciate Mike Woods every time he comes on the show. I've gotten to know him over the past couple of years, not just as the sports director at Girls Inc., but also my fellow broadcasting colleague. And I could say this proudly. He is very passionate about broadcasting. He broadcasts his games with Aunt Merritt, and if you love doing it, just do it. And he got into it for the past couple of years, and this is part of his identity now. I think that you can add broadcasting to his resume, and I appreciate him, and I enjoy listening to him.
Also coming up at 7:00, he's the general manager of the Columbus Lions. His name is Corry Black, and we always have a good time talking to Corry. And again, just talking about orchestrating this season again, and booking all these great acts and all this great entertainment for the Columbus Lions football fans.
Yeah, if they haven't left already, they have got a big game tomorrow up in Jersey, taking on the Jersey Bearcats, and I'm really excited just to hear from Corry and just all the festivities. The next home game is actually going to be on a Sunday afternoon, a faith and family night. We got a gospel singer. That's going to be not this week, but next week. And so there's a lot of big things happening with the Columbus Lions. Can't wait to hear Coach Black coming on the show.
Now, we had originally planned also and had him booked. He's Falcons' former All-Pro wide receiver who is now the coach of Christian Academy,
Athens
Christian in Athens, Georgia. Terrence Mathis, I did get a call from him late last night. He had to bow out. He's going to be on with us Monday. But anyway, I just want to let you know that because we did promote that Terrence would be on the show. Also, our very own, he is the executive director of the Columbus Sports and Events Council. His name is Craig Howard. He's no stranger to the area, but he's, settling quite nicely into his new seat. And he's going to come on to actually give us a little description of obviously how it's been going in the past couple of months. We talked to him a few months ago, not long after he had been, of course, appointed, but now he's really getting comfortable. He's getting his he's getting his feet on the ground and off and running and feeling a whole lot better about what's going on. And we'll let him explain exactly what they have on the agenda.
Yeah, he's passionate. Every time I have a conversation with him, we go for about 20 to 30 minutes because he definitely has a lot of information to put out. But it's a big month. You've got the GHSA baseball playoffs at Synovus Park, and then you've got the NAIA Softball World Series that's going to be coming up Memorial Day weekend. So I know that I'm really excited to listen to Craig and to have him on the show and just talking about all the great events happening in and around Columbus as part of the Columbus Sports Council.
And everybody knows that we have a great relationship with, several of the writers and columnists with the AJC. Well, Ken Sugiura is the longest running, of course, now that D. Orlando Ledbetter has retired. Ken Sugiura is a guy that has been with the paper over 20 years. He came in as a young reporter out of Michigan, University of Michigan, but he has risen from covering high school football in and around the metro Atlanta area to now being the sports columnist. And for those of you who don't know, that's big. That's high cotton. That's big cheese with regards to the newspaper, being a sports columnist. But we got Ken on to talk about a multitude of things, but more importantly, Ted Turner, the icon himself, the former owner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Hawks, Turner Broadcasting, CNN, you name it, you run it. I mean, this guy, the same guy, and I guess he probably is most famous for being married to Jane Fonda.
Yeah, absolutely. That iconic photo of him down the first base line during the Braves World Series title in 1995 with him and Jane Fonda wearing Braves hats.
Absolutely. But Kim will be on to enlighten us on some of the things that stood out and made Ted Turner popular and made him very, very wealthy. This guy was a risk taker. He didn't have a problem betting on himself. And usually that's, those are the guys, those high rollers, man. They wager, they push all their chips to the middle of the table. And it's just something about the guts and the nerves of guys like that.
Yeah, he bet on himself, and it truly paid off. Can't wait to hear from Ken Sugiura. I'm sure he's got plenty of stories, and it's always great when Ken comes on. He's a great guy. He's a family man. He's passionate about what he does. And I know I'm looking forward to that interview with Ken Sugiura.
Richard, as far as Georgia, Alabama Sports Live, what do we got this week?
We've got the doubleheader baseball playoffs as Calvary Christian. They are the 7th seed. They are hosting Bullock Academy. Mike Frost will be on the call for that. I believe Mike Peacock as well. I think they're kind of tag teaming those two games. And an if necessary game tomorrow, but hopefully Calvary can close it out. And the winner of this game will be taking on Brookstone in the second round of the GIAA playoffs. Brookstone is on a bye. And then we also have Brookstone girls soccer that's going to be taking place as they are the 6th seed. And that will also be on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. A lot of these teams like, Pacelli girls and Pacelli boys soccer, Brookstone boys soccer, Calvary boys soccer, they're all on byes this week. They won't start until next week. We did have some games that are probably going to be moving to like Wednesday because of graduations, and that's okay. I mean, as long as if they don't have to play on Saturday if the students are graduating. I mean, there's some flexibility to move the games to Wednesday, to Thursday, and that's what's great about the GIAA. But, we're excited. We got 2 games happening later this afternoon on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
I do want to say this is that, I know that here as we come to a close, we're just a few weeks away from the end of the year for schools and everybody from the summer break and vacation and all. But you know what? Have no fear. Last year this time we created a series of awards, and we call them the Sportsvisions Summer Awards. Yes. And this was for these teams that obviously have a chance to win the championships. And of course, school will be out because, as soon as school is out, it seems like everything goes flat. Well, these teams usually, whether it's a soccer championship or a baseball championship, they win it and everything's gone. Well, that's not true.
Exactly.
We decided last year that we honored some coaches and, again, some players from some of the baseball teams and soccer teams. And we will do that same thing. We'll keep that going as in the second annual Sportsvision Summer Awards.
Absolutely. And we're going to keep tabs on all these teams that are still in it because they could end up winning it all. And there are some teams that are more than capable of winning state championships. And so we're going to keep our eye and close to the curve and make sure that we keep tabs on it.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break and come up in just a little bit. Hey, let everybody know that Mike Woods, who is of course, sports director with Girls Inc., he's coming up and he's got a whole lot of stuff to talk about, and we'll be right here. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you are listening to WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Was clear. I think she knew what I wanted to hear. Spin them around like a wheel on fire. Walking on tightrope and love's highway.
You're listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Sportsvisions 92.1.
At Cartoons Car Stereo in Columbus, buy it today, get it installed today. That's right, same-day installation. Cartoons, Rockford Fosgate products, stereo head units, amps, speakers, speaker boxes, alarms, remote starts, navigation units, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so much more. Get same-day installation today. Call or stop by today for details. Cartoons, Cartoons on Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
Corry's Furniture Express. Your expressway to saving.
Did you know that Corry's Furniture Express sells rugs? They do, and they have all colors and sizes for every room in your home. You can get a 5x8, an 8x10, and even room size 12x15, and they've got hundreds to choose from. And that's only at Corry's Furniture. You're gonna love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
My name is Corporal Bradley Joseph Seitz.
Jerry Reed.
Kate Weber.
These are real veterans facing a real challenge.
I have PTSD.
And I have PTSD.
I have PTSD.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can happen to anyone,
I was still in a war zone in my mind.
but treatment can turn your life around.
Treatment has really saved my life.
To learn about PTSD and how treatment can help you, call your local VA medical center or visit ptsd.va.gov.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Damaging an underground utility can cause a lot more problems than you think. By causing a potentially avoidable damage to underground utilities, there's many scenarios that do not end well. To keep the gas, power, water, and internet running, using 811 to have your underground utilities marked is a critical piece of the damage prevention process, whether you're a homeowner or an excavator. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. Visit al811.com for more information.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. Discover the world for free at afbclub.com.
Saturday, May 16th, bring your appetite to the 50th annual barbecue at Watula Methodist Church. From 10:30 till 2, enjoy a delicious plate loaded with homemade Brunswick stew, coleslaw, bread, dill pickles, and your choice of slow pit cooked chicken or chopped pork. All for just $11. Plus homemade baked goodies and live music from the Cooper Creek Band. Dine in the air-conditioned fellowship hall or grab your plate to go. Don't miss the tradition. Watula Methodist Church, 1370 Lee Road 38 in Opelika.
We got out of Washington State, and I think a week after, state went on lockdown for COVID.
So then when we transitioned to Texas, it was very much so like, what are we going to do now?
Operation Homefront has allowed our family to make something of ourselves again in the world after the military.
It's completely changed the way our life is. It took us from a hopeless situation, and now we're homeowners. We have a savings account. I'm the first one to own a home out of my siblings.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
I'm Shanola Hampton. I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Every day, 12 children die from sepsis, more than from cancer. Most people don't know the word sepsis or the symptoms. Protect yourself and your loved ones. To learn more about the symptoms, go to sepsis.org.
If it's local, it's on the Sportsvisions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
His name is, and you know, Mike Woods. Good morning, Mike. How you doing, bud?
What's up, fellas? What's up? How y'all doing?
Really, really well, man. Really, really well. I know that you have something, big event coming up. But the first thing that I want to know is that I want you to introduce to us who is, of course, brought to you by No Approval.
Hey, Mike Woods, no approval. I think, man, DJ, appreciate it again. Thrift, you guys. No approval is something that my baby boy, Kim Young Woods, who's actually the AD and head basketball coach at Double Churches, came up with. Wanted to do something for our family. Wanted to bring on, create generational wealth. And this before he had a child. I recently have 2 grandkids now. And so this is something that I want to help him carry on. He started off with clothing apparel and stuff like that. So we want to keep the brand moving and So we're starting to take no approval to different stages, not just the clothing branding, but like you said, doing different events, bringing things to Columbus to try to educate. I heard Gary's a part of Gary's interview, and just these are some of the things I'm trying to do right now. And no approval is going. You're going to start seeing more of it, and things brought to you by no approval a lot more before the good Lord called me on. Hopefully,
absolutely. Right off the bat, pressure makes diamonds. A championship mindset. What is that going to be all about? That's the next project that I see on the horizon for no approval.
Man, I tell you what, DJ. Again, going back, just listening to the last part of the interview with Gary, man, just we're bringing on some dynamite people who can come in and deliver a message to the kids as an athlete. We got, like you said, Dan Olsen. Just talk about a little bit about Bridget Gordon. Bridget Gordon is the first. She played on the first national championship team that Pat Summitt coached. She won the first 2 national championships for Pat Summitt. Was a lead scorer, a Hall of Famer, a gold medalist, Olympian. Went on to play in the WNBA and come from somewhere where we come from. Had it rough coming up. And she's also now the head women's basketball coach at FAMU University. And when I called her and I asked her and told her what I was trying to do, trying to enlighten parents and kids on what's going on, because DJ, even with Gary, if Gary and yourself, before Gary, with you, DJ, if you were in this time now, your parents were millionaires before you went to the University of Georgia.
That's
you
right.
got money, so these kids and these parents don't understand. They think they see it, but they think it's easy, and it's not as easy. It's not easy. It's a business now. So we're bringing people on to give them both aspects from the coach's standpoint. What are we looking for as athletes? Because it's our jobs on the line now. It's a business for these kids now. It's no longer what it used to be when you and I and Gary and them played ball. It's a different ball game. Dan Olsen is a guy. So Bridget's going to come in and deliver that from a coach's standpoint. How important it is for these kids to, like Gary said, or allow these coaches to coach these kids. Allow these kids to be coached hard, to understand. Because you look around every day, you see how many kids are in the transfer portal. Dan Olsen, he's going to be coming on. I mean, he is the man. Dan Olsen, when I tell you Thrift, Barringer, and DJ, this is the man. He's going to come in with some khaki short pants on and a wrinkle polo shirt. But the guy is the man. He evaluates the top kids in the country every year. He started off coaching college basketball. Decided he wanted to get into evaluating, in which he did. He started evaluating the All-Star Girls Report, which was at that time the top evaluating report system for girls basketball. And he did that for a while, and then he branched off to do his own thing with the collegiate girls basketball report. And then it's right now. I'm sorry. Let me go back. After he left All-Star Girls Report, he went on to become the evaluator for hoop girls for ESPN. So he was a director of that, where all the ESPN top 50, top 25 kids, all that came through Dan Olsen. He was the one that was evaluating those kids and ranking them. Now he does his own thing with Collegiate Report, and he comes in. He's been to Columbus on multiple times for me. But we're going to get into that. But Dan is he's going to be here, and I think DJs, you're going to, thanking you for being a part of it. And I called you and you said, yeah, right away. Didn't hesitate. The Q&A just to give these folks the knowledge of what they do, because again, we can pack into a whole lot of stuff today, but these folks don't know the real deal. And we want to try to provide and try to give them the knowledge that they need to find out what these kids need and the opportunities that they have and how they can go forward to having a successful career.
Mike, you said a few things. You said find out the real deal, and of course, bringing and making this information, bringing it out front and forward. But for the benefit of the folks who don't know the background of Mike Woods, where you started, obviously they see you now. You're an announcer on the radio, and you're doing things, and you're out front with Girls Inc. But go back to the early beginnings, because again, there's quite a few people that don't know how you started and how many lives you've actually touched.
DJ, I tell you what, man. We talk about it all the time off the air. And it's just, I guess the biggest thing is you try not to make it seem about you, and because so many people, they misinterpret things. They make things feel like, oh, you're talking about these things because it's about you. But DJ, you coming back to Columbus yourself, man. I got suckered into doing travel basketball by the late Lionel Freeman, and started running the basketball program with the Columbus Parks and Rec, which then was the Columbus Blazers. And we did 2 years of that, and we saw some things that we didn't like. We didn't like, well, our parents didn't like. You know, everything was geared more toward the boys. And our parents spotted it before I did. And they told me straight up, you're going to stay here with them, and we're going to move on, or you're going to come on with us and we'll make it work. I'm like, we don't have anywhere to, with nothing to, gyms and none of this. I said, don't worry about that. We'll figure it out. And DJ, I tell you, man, we stepped out and we got the program started, and the program became the Georgia Jaguars. And people don't know, DJ, but a lot of folks don't know, man, we didn't have gyms to practice in. They blocked us out of all the gyms. The Parks and Rec would not let us use the gyms. I remember Pat Grant one time calling me and said, hey, can you bring your girls over? Because our girls was talented. Can you bring your girls over to scrimmage my boys? And we went over to Shirley Winston Park, and the lady told us, said the girls can go in, but you can't go in. I said, what? I said, the girls can go in, but you can't go in. They didn't inform me to call the police if you all come into the building. And so we practiced outside, DJ, on the AJ McClung YMCA blacktop. We didn't have gyms to practice in. We would travel all the way to Smith Station to practice in. And keep in mind, these are local kids. I have no out of town kids. These are all local taxpaying citizens. We didn't have nothing. And people don't realize, man, I tell kids all the time and tell people all the time, we did a great job with those kids with the resources that we had. And it just hurt so hard. It's hurt so bad now that we fought so hard. I fought so hard for the community because I didn't believe in that we had to go outside of our community as much. I know that sometimes you're going to find missing pieces outside of the community, but I was big on our community base. I'm from Phoenix City, Alabama, but Columbus is my home as well. But I was strictly wanted to stay local, and for those doors to get closed on us, man, and we didn't have an opportunity to have our kids practicing in the facilities that we were taxpaying citizens paying for, it was hurtful. But the God that we trusted in, that I trusted in, man, we kept it going. We had great parents, man. I'll be remiss, man. Ava Matthews, great mother, great parent, did a great job in helping me out. The late Walandra Ransom. These are parents that would do all the things, and Chris Gaining, Mr. Taylor, you know him by the name of Plug. You know Plug.
Oh, yeah.
All these guys, man, these folks, man, supported me. I was about 25, 26 years old. And DJ, they just supported me. We hustled, we did fundraisers and all that stuff, and we traveled. But people don't know the hard times that we went through to get to. I know Loretta always say, people look at the glory, but if they don't know the story. And the story was rough. It was tough, man. And it's for me. I know Thrift is a little bit younger, but for me, sometimes it hurts to know that, I'm almost repeating that cycle again now. You know what I mean by repeating? Like we had to fight so hard to keep things where we needed to keep and to get our kids where we need to get them. And now it seems like the younger generation now that we have here in Columbus is doing the exact same thing. They're making it hard. They're saying people like me are too old to do these things right here. Whereas just yesterday, 2 days ago, I took a kid, one of my daughter's players at Northside High School just got offered a scholarship. She's a sophomore. She's got offered a scholarship to play at Alabama State. Jelena Stewart, so y'all can shout her out. Jelena Stewart just got offered her first Division I scholarship. I took her over there, and all that became because of the relationship that we build with college coaches and stuff like that. I called Janetta Perry and said, "Listen, this kid's gonna be special. Don't nobody know anything about it." She said, "Coach, I know you. If you said she's good, she's good. Bring her over here." I sent her some videos of her by the time we got there and everything. They gave her a great tour. They offered her a scholarship on the spot. And so, those are the type of things that we went through and doing, and I'm continuing to try to do here in this hometown. And that's why, it's so important to have platforms like this, man. So people really know, because like DJ say, we can have an hour show, man. A lot of folks don't know the things and the hard times that I've gone through. I know Freeman is not here with me anymore, but they don't know the hard times that we've gone through to try to build something here in Columbus so that we can stand on something here next, what we say, the Tri-City area, man, and make things work for our kids. Our kids shouldn't have to go to Atlanta. There's so many kids. I go back to the kids, like some of the kids that have gone. People don't even know the Malika Pickers. I know. Thrift, Mike Pickard and all that. People don't realize that Malika was playing soccer. Her mom, she wasn't even playing basketball. Avis Matthews was the one that brought her to my gym and said, this big girl here is at this school walking around. We need to get her on our team, because the year before that, we had went to the national and finished 10th in the nation, and we didn't have anybody that's big. And Avis found Malika, brought in the gym, didn't know nothing about basketball, and she became one of the top 25 players in the country. And again, people forget those things. They forget how hard we had to work to get those things. Natasha Taylor's that went to Carver's and all these different places. But they start saying, well, you're talking about the old kids. I'm still doing it now. You'll be amazed at the kids that don't play in my program. The college coaches call me asking me about this kid before they sign him. And I can go down the list of names in here, but that ain't the issue right now. The thing is, if I wanted to do that, I could. There's so many kids that have left our program or not played in my program that I put, hey, she's a good kid, great staff, great family, and all this stuff right here. And 2 days later, they got an offer from a different school. So it's a lot to pack in at one time, but that's just some of the things that people don't really know, man. Why Thrift, you guys don't know, and DJ, like I said, DJ know, but y'all don't know why it hurts so hard, hurts so bad sometimes for the youngsters in this community to turn away and don't. It's bad when you have people that can give you some knowledge so you can make things better versus you trying to say, I know. Everybody that's in this area right now that's doing girls travel basketball has come through Mike Woods, but they won't tell you that. And so that's the thing. Say
that again, Mike. Say that again.
Every girls basketball program in this area right now, their leaders have come through me.
Okay, that's powerful.
And we've tried to show them the right way, and you know how it is sometimes. Your kids, they you can't tell them nothing. They right off the bat, they give them 1 or 2 years, and they know they got all the answers to the questions, the test now. And so that's what's going on right now, and it's killing our kids. So again, we want to bring some things, and I think the biggest way now for me to impact the community is to bring in people outside, because the community, the young parents now. My kids have to tell me all the time. My daddy, my daughter Jaquella. Matter of fact, Quella is just got selected as coach of the year at Northside. Northside, they having a big program, made it for, and the school selected her as coach of the year. She sent me something saying, Dad, I got one invitation. I need you to be there with me. So proud of my baby, proud of Jaquella Woods. She's doing a great job, and we get so caught up in wins and losses all the time, but the impact that she's having on those kids, the impact that she's had on Northside High School, I think it sometimes goes unnoticed, because when she took over that program, I think they had won 2 games the first year. The year after the year that she took over, the year before that, they had won like 2 games the year before. And she's changed that program around. And sometimes I tell them all the time, they get hit because of their dad, who their dad is. So they fight a battle with me. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my son, Mike Woods Jr., who's our assistant coach. I'm proud of my son, Kim Young Woods, who's the AD at Double Churches, who's passed up on a couple of jobs because he's trying to make this thing work at Double Churches for him, and he has a good support system up there. I'm proud of my daughter, Sierra Woods, who she don't play in the sports, but she walked across the stage at the University of Georgia.
Go dog!
And got her master's at 9 months pregnant. She walked across the stage and got her master's, and now has a specialist and working on being a doctor now. So, man, I'm so proud. I know that the Lord has. Every time I get sad or frustrated about what goes on in this community, man, I had to sit back and say, God, man, you've been good to me, because look at all my kids. All my kids, I ain't never had to worry about jail. I ain't never had to worry about nothing with them. They are all successful now. I'm so glad to have Jaquella and Michael and all them into the program now. The people that you can trust on, and you got to worry about nobody stabbing you in the back. They're coming into the program now. We got kids in our program now that nobody wanted. And I can promise you, Thrift, Barringer, and Richard Holcomb, y'all going to be calling their names in 2 years, because these going to probably be some of the best kids in the city, because they putting the work in 4 and 5 days a week with these kids. So we're excited about what's going on in the future.
Well, if nothing else, I'm impressed with you able to go for about 15 minutes without a script, and you went categorically, line by line, and went down and covered everything that needed. Whatever you had on your mind, it's out there in the community now. And again, that's what, again, when you have lived and you have been through trials and tribulations, if you've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you still standing, Mike, you could have a testimony like you just had.
Yeah. And I, again, appreciate you guys for doing it, because, I mean, this going back to DJ with this event that we're doing, This ain't the first time, Thrift. Y'all, this ain't the first time I've tried to do something like this. So I hope this platform can reach some of the business owners and people like that who would like to get behind it, because my son told me the other day, he said, Dad, there's nowhere in the world you bring Cynthia Cooper to this town and it's not packed. I mean, the gym is not packed. We did a coaches clinic for coaches. She did a coaches clinic for coaches just to do free. Didn't cost people a penny to do it. But because of the hate and the dislike and don't fool with them, don't do that, people did not come that could have benefited and learned from one of the best to ever play the game. I'm talking about, she literally came into Girls Inc., did an hour-and-a-half chalk talk coaches clinic, putting kids on the floor, showing coaches what to do in these. This is a Hall of Famer. This is a lady who's won 4 WNBA titles, two-time MVP, a Nike sponsor all for the rest of her life. She was in our community, and we chose not to come and support it just because it was Mike Woods. So when people sit around and talk about the crazy stuff and say all the things like that, I challenge them. Not just put Mike Woods on the platform, start a platform and put all of us on them and see who's going to be the one that's telling the lies. I'm the one that's telling the truth, and everything that I've just spoke about is nothing but the truth. So I need people in this community. I need the folks that have these platforms to talk about this event. I mean, again, we're trying to enlighten families and parents who don't know. We have too many single parents in our community that are relying on people that don't have 20 college coaches in their Rolodex. They can't call nobody. Some kids that they coaching still the coaches are reaching out to me about it. So again, man, I need the people this event is going to take place June the 4th. We have yet to decide where, because right now I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a huge event. We have 2 locations right now that we're in mind. We're thinking about doing that, but it's going to be huge, man, a huge platform for parents to understand. This ain't about a Mike Woods thing. Just for these parents to understand this is a different era we're in and what we need, what they need to know for their kids, because there's a thing that goes on where we talked about being pimped. You can be pimped on the street, and you can be pimped in this business right here, because it's really a business. So again, we're hopeful that we can have people that's listening to this to reach out and give us a call and try to find out what they like to be a part of it, because it's going to be more to come, more big things to come. That we have Fabio Jordan, who's over first pick, Cyril Sports. He has a quarter of the WNBA at our disposal. So we're going to do some things to get some kids some things that they need to see and parents that they need to see. And hopefully they'll buy in.
Mike, thank you so much for the information, man. I tell you what, you unpacked a lot, and I know that we will definitely echo your sentiments. And, hey, our hometown, again, it's a strange place, but it's our home, and we love it. And we got to figure out how to get everybody on the same page. And I appreciate you for bringing it out. And, of course, we'll have you back to talk a little bit more about the event as it comes closer. Mike, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your morning, my friend.
Thanks, Mike.
I appreciate it. See you. Take it easy.
All right.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sportsvisions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sportsvisions 92.1.
If anyone listening to me is riding in a vehicle that they don't want, I can help you out of that vehicle. I have financing for everybody. No matter what you owe on your vehicle, bring it to me. I'm going to get you out of it. And remember, at Bratton Automotive, I stack them deep and sell them cheap.
A promotion-packed week is coming to Synovus Park. May 12th through the 17th, the Clingstones host the Knoxville Smokies. Wednesday is our first Wet Nose Wednesday for the law offices of Gary Bruce with dog bowls for the first 500 fans. Thursday, the Clingstones take the field as a Refrescos de Fuente with a flag giveaway presented by Riley Heating and Air. Friday night, Military Appreciation Night, honoring those who serve with post-game fireworks courtesy of Pratt & Whitney. Saturday, the first 1,000 fans receive a Drake Baldwin bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. Plus, kids run the bases from Raising Cane's. Get your tickets now at clingstones.com.
Watula Methodist Church is having their 50th annual barbecue on Saturday, May 16th from 10:30 to 2. Enjoy a plate of chicken or pork for just $11. Plus, enjoy homemade baked items for sale and live music. Watula Methodist Church, 1370 Lee Road 38 in Opelika.
in Iraq. Our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm, and my electrical was deemed unsafe. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I didn't really know where to go in order to get help. And so I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. They've really been a blessing. Operation Homefront is a safety net. A lot of veterans, they fall through the cracks sometimes, and Operation Homefront, they catch us. It's been a blessing to us. It's a blessing to other veteran families, and it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us and want to see us do well, want to see us succeed, and we feel it, and we appreciate that. I would say you guys are angels behind closed doors.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. In addition to service members and veterans, the club is tailor-made for National Guard, Reserves, Gold Star families, and civilian DoD employees, as well as their families. The club extends a heartfelt thank you to our military heroes, saying it's time they enjoy a vacation they've truly earned. Discover the world for free at afvclub.com. That's afvclub.com.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sports Visions 92.1.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. It's a great day for a great day. TGIF. It's Friday, man. I tell you what, we're excited about the weekend. We're excited to watch the NBA playoffs. We're excited that we're going to have, of course, the Clinkstones to cheer for, and, of course, the Columbus Lions as well. Speaking of Columbus Lions, we got the general manager on right now, and I know that this week they're going to be on the road, but you can also follow him. He'll give you the information on how you can watch the games. But I want to say good morning to the general manager of the Columbus Lions, Corry Black. Good morning, Coach. How you doing, buddy?
Morning. How y'all doing today?
Really, really well, man. That's a nice shirt you got on there, buddy. Where'd you get that from?
What size you wear, DJ? You know I got you.
All right.
I walked through the building the other night without no Lions gear. I said we got to change that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll make that happen. Hey, man, listen. Congratulations on getting out of the gates 3-0. And I'll tell you what, man, there's a lot of moving parts to that production. It's not just a game, it's a production, man, from the outside to the inside. You're 3 weeks in now, and again, do you feel a little bit more comfortable, or is it more that you want to do?
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, because you got to know we walked into this not having a clue on what we was doing. But every week, every day, it gets a little bit more, I ain't going to say easier, because we keep trying to raise the bar, but we're trying to get a little bit more comfortable. And it's starting to come together after 3 weeks of home games.
Good deal. Like I said, man, from the outside and from the seat that I sit in, you don't see all of the, the obstacles. We don't see all of the things, but I know I do. It's continuing to move and evolve, and I tell you what, it damn sure looks good.
Yeah, thank you for that, DJ. So we're trying to put a really good, entertaining product out there on the field, and for entertainment purposes, we know. To get people at the game, you got to be more than that football game. So it got to be a lot of other things, and we're trying to make it better and better each and every week.
Coach, you're 3-0 on the season. You take on another AAL opponent, but this time on the road, taking on the Jersey Bearcats. Talk about that matchup against Jersey, and has the team left yet? Are you guys flying up there?
Yeah, well, the team is getting ready to depart right now. To bus up to Atlanta. We will fly out from Atlanta about 11 o'clock, and we'll arrive about 2 o'clock, and they'll have a little walk-through practice and have dinner, lay it down, get ready for tomorrow game, and go out there and try to beat New Jersey. New Jersey run a really good organization. They'll be prepared. So, and we will be too. So it should be an exciting football game.
Coach, logistically, what you just said, obviously these guys got to get on the bus and they got to ride up to Atlanta. They're going to board a plane. Obviously, as the general manager, you are ultimately responsible for how they go and come. And explain to us how you delegate that part of it.
Yeah, and the best thing about it, we do have someone in our office that helps with that, Catherine Creech. She handles all the getting the booking of the flights, booking the transportation, booking of the hotel rooms. So I really didn't have to do a whole lot about it, but say yay, nay, or maybe. So she do a really good job of that. So she takes that off my plate because she's done it for the last 2 years. So it's a blessing to have her that understands how Coach Daniels wanted to work, because at the end of the day, it's his call, how he wanted to be, where he want to eat, where he want to sleep, how he want to get there.
Coach, I want to ask a question here, that this is something that you probably won't get other than from me. And I know this because of my experiences with, traveling in professional sports, both as a player and as a person in the front office, is that, these young men are going to be flying out of here and representing the Columbus Lions. And how much, and I know that your football coach is ultimately in charge of his players, but how much do you get to talk to them, or does you rely on him to talk about them as far as representing not only the Columbus Lions, but representing their families, and as they go into these cities and they go into not only to perform it to the best of their abilities, but also to display great character and great discipline in representing the Columbus Lions?
Yeah, we have those talks all the time, even from me and Roger, and also Damien does a really good job of it, so we don't have to do it as much. But yeah, we talk about, like, you represent an organization, a pro organization. So always remember that, some arena football team is going to act and walk and talk a certain kind of way, but we want to be different. We are different. We try to run the organization at a little higher level than especially with some of the other people that we're playing. So we always try to keep them to be mindful of that, how you dress, how you walk around, how you talk, because people are watching you.
The halftime performers have been phenomenal up to this point. Tony Armani, Cupid, and AJ Robinson, the last home game. But now you got Faith and Family Night coming up May the 17th, a Sunday afternoon game taking on the Peach State Cats, and Leandria Johnson, gospel singer, is going to be performing at halftime. Just talk about what it means just to have these halftime performers that really gets the fans excited about coming to a Columbus Lions game. They don't have to be football fans. They're coming for that halftime performance. And you guys have really showed up and showed out the last three performers.
Yeah, Richard, that's what it's about. It's an entertainment. The whole thing is all entertainment, even from the football game to the halftime show. And you want to get somebody out there that people going to draw to. Our theme for this game is faith and family. So we was very intentional on getting someone that could tie into that theme, and we was blessed to be able to land Leandra Johnson, Grammy Award winner. She can sing. I don't know if y'all heard her sing, but she can really blow it. And she's worth the price of admission. I don't think you can go see her in concert anywhere for $10 to $15 like you can come watch her at the Lions game and watch a game. And the entertainment value that we're providing, I think is top notch right now.
Coach Corry Black is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show, and I say that with pride. Coach Corry Black, I know you still wear that title with pride, Coach, because again, you cut your teeth in this business by becoming a championship level coach, coming in, getting out of the mud, and again, now you're taking it into to the front office or management side of things. Obviously, with your job with the scholars at Emmanuel Prep, as well as what you do with the Columbus Lions, and also with your sports marketing and promotions company that you do. But again, I love to ask you this because again, it's amazing with all the moving parts and all the different things that are and all the demands that are placed on you on your time. But how do you do it all? How do you make sure that your personal business is handled with regards to your as an entrepreneur? Of course, out at Emmanuel Prep, your responsibilities, as the Dean of Scholars, and now the general manager with the Columbus Lions. I know people ask all the time, how do you get it done?
Yeah, they do. Well, One of our sales reps asked me that yesterday at probably about 6:30 in the afternoon. Like, how do you keep balancing all of this? How do you do it? And I think really God is the, of course, that's the easy answer to say. Everybody will say God. Yeah, no question. But DJ, I really think it's just having that laser focus. That laser focus. You got to
Yes.
be really locked in, focused to do it. The way I'm doing it, the way to do it at a high level. There's some people out there that could probably do it, but would they be any good at it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm any good. May not be. But my point is, I think it's just my focus level of being intentional on all of the different levels of it,
Right.
from the manual prep to Columbus lines to CB hoops. Everything I do is intentional and is laser focused, so you shift from here to, we got a Moms with Muffins with our scholars here at 9 o'clock. And at the same time, you're thinking about making sure that football team got everything they need, getting on the road, get there safely. But it's just about being laser focused on everything you do and don't have any of those distractions. And as long as you don't have any distractions, you can stay focused, and you could do anything really.
Yeah, that's definitely true, Coach. And I do want to say, getting to know you, Coach Black, for the past couple of years, and Roger Beck, I know that anything that you guys are doing, it's going to be to just excellence, and then that's what you guys found your principles on. And I believe in the direction that you guys are taking the Columbus Lions. This past Wednesday, as a fan, I just happened to waltz my way into Poor Decision Sports Bar and saw the Columbus Lions coaches show, and got to chat up with some Columbus Lions fans. And I know that how important is that to have that relationship with the community? Poor Decisions also is having a watch party this Saturday for the game against New Jersey. But just talk about what it means just to get the community embraced into the Columbus Lions, and to have local establishments like Poor Decisions to able to host the Columbus Lions coaches show every Wednesday there.
Yeah, Richard, that's what it's all about, being in the community. You just don't want to be the organization that say, hey, come buy a ticket, show up to our game. You want to be immersed in the community. You want to be out. You want people to know you. And then you build those relationships. People like you, they'll be more willing to come out and watch you play. And it just builds up the whole community aspect of it. Because we want to be a community base. We don't want to just be the Columbus Lions football team. So we want to be boots on the ground, out and about. Even like for me this weekend, I'm not traveling to New Jersey. I got to go watch my sister, go to Valdosta, Georgia, watch her graduate, get her specialist. Then I come shoot back here. My daughter got a recital. But between all of that, we got some community events in the morning with the Columbus Lions that we got to be at. We got to attack. We got the watch party. We got we're gonna host a Mother's Day brunch for the Columbus Lions and the wives and mothers of that. So it's a lot of different moving pieces that I got to do, and it's all based around the community.
Coach, I also saw something recently about an eat and greet, not a meet and greet, a eat and greet. Is that similar to what you were talking about with the Mother's Day deal? Is that something different?
No, that's different. So what we do, last Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, we went to San Jose Mexican, and we call it eat at the Lions table. And we go to different tables, different restaurants. Here, before I say is we'll go out to a restaurant, team, coaches, front office. We go out, have dinner, fans come out, take pictures. So I think we got one coming up at B. Merrill's in June. Eat at the Lions table. You come out there and meet, greet with all our players. So, but no, on Sunday, DJ, we're having a little Mother's Day brunch. We invited some of the players, significant others, mothers, grandmothers, and just gonna honor them, doing something special for them for Mother's Day.
Good deal, good deal. Now I know this is a job and I know this is work, but are you having fun?
Oh yeah, the Columbus Lions stuff is fun. The manual prep stuff is fulfilling. So it's a really cool balance, and I like doing it too, because I always tie my manual prep scholars into every game that we do, and let them come to game, have fun, and
nice.
Let them see that, man, you can do anything. You can. That's another professional thing you can do, besides just playing the sport and different avenues. And we talk about all the stuff that goes on to run a football team, so they're learning from it too.
Coach, your next home game is against, I would consider them an in-state rival, the Peach State Cats. They've played them just about every year, but they're in the AAL2. I did see somewhere on the AAL website that there could be a possible expansion team. You as the general manager, do you know where it could be? And I know that I was kind of adding fuel to the fire. I want to get the pot stirred because I want to see an arena team in Macon, Georgia. I think that Columbus-Macon rivalry that would be so special. But I know that there's talks about expansion. I know that as a general manager, are you in on those meetings in the AAL?
A couple of them. Stay tuned. But
that's my favorite.
Yeah. We're trying to expand it. We're trying to make the league better. We're trying to get, more regional teams. Nobody wants to be traveling all over the country. Like, again, this is arena football. Like, it's not the NFL. We don't have that crazy budget like that. So we're trying to, recruit regional teams, get people to do some startup teams. But I think you'll like the next one that comes out. Richard, it will be regional, so can't wait till they announce.
Coach Corry Black is the general manager for the Columbus Lions. He's our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Coach, I know that there has been, many people in the first 3 games to come down, but there's a lot more that we want to expose this game, this experience to in the city. Now, what I'd like for you to do for those who haven't been to a game is to, talk about, having a ticket or not having a ticket, but pulling up for the very first time. And again, running through the pregame and walking to the ticket office, to sitting down in their seats and enjoying the game and the halftime show. Walk us through what that experience is like.
So great question right there, DJ. So when you get up, like when you come to a Lions game, it's a family fun event. It can be for families, it can be for singles, it can be for a date night, it could be for whatever. But what I like about it is, you pull up, we're usually going to have a radio station out there broadcasting, playing music, or a DJ playing in the courtyard with bouncy houses and games and all kind of stuff for the kids that you can take advantage of before the game. 2 hours before the game, you can bring your kids out and let them play for 2 hours before the game even start. Can't beat it. Go in there, enter the game. Get you some merch, get you one of these 706 shirts because it's a little chilly in that Civic Center.
Yes.
And get you a good sweater, get you some popcorn. Go by that merch table, sign up for that every game, DJ, we do a chance to win $8,000, which it'll be on the next game for a kick. And you can sign up for that for free. It's no cost to sign up for that $8,000 kick.
Slow that down a little bit. Slow that down. Now, you saying $8,000 you can win for kicking what?
Kicking a field goal, 45-yard field goal. We draw 3 names every week, and they have an opportunity to win $8,000. So it goes up. It started at 5. Nobody made it 6, 7. So I think we're at $8,000 this week. So yeah, you walk in the game, you sign up for that. We also have the football toss. You can sign up. I think you buy three footballs for $5, something like that. You get to throw them out there when we play the game. If you land it in the bucket, you get a chance to win a gold nugget. A gold nugget is the opportunity you get to win for that. We have the parachute drops going through the game. We have different games playing throughout the game. We always have a DJ playing during the game for music.
Yes.
Sometimes we have the Tri-City All-Star Band playing. Just a lot of entertainment, DJ. Then we just keep it going, and it's fun. Just fun.
Wow.
Coach, I have not been to a Lions game yet because I've
You're
had
missing out, then, Richard.
I know. I gotta be there
you
Sunday.
living in.
Richard likes to tell people that
tell Thrift to give you the day off, buddy, unless you come to the Columbus Lion game. That's crazy.
Richard, I told you about telling people that you better off just keeping quiet.
I know. I should have kept quiet. But I wanted to ask you, Coach, who's your public address announcer?
He's good.
Aiden Kalaski.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. He's actually from Atlanta. I've known him for a while.
Yes.
He was the Rapids public address announcer. Yeah, he's really good.
He's the real deal.
I do want to talk about that game day experience because there is not a bad seat at the Columbus Civic Center. But what's really special are those suites right down at the field. They have those round tables, and they have like food that gets served out to you. Like how does that work with those suites?
So those field suites has been hot for us. It's 23 of them. We sold out on them. They're you can buy them for the season. Most people buy them for the whole season. You get a group of 10 people. You get free food and drinks till halftime.
Oh yeah.
You never have to go upstairs. Everything is downstairs. You have the food. We have a different caterer comes in every week to cater the food. You have your bar right there. So it's a pretty cool experience. It's the best seat in the house. People sit right there. You're right there at the game, right there on the field. Really cool seat.
Good deal.
I wish we had about 40 of those suites.
Coach, let me ask you this, because again, I've been pitching you softballs, but what are the challenges that you see that you, and again, and that's another thing about being a great leader is that, you can be comfortable being uncomfortable and you don't mind facing the challenges and letting people know what the challenges are, because you're always trying to get better. So I ask you, what are the challenges as you move forward with the Lions?
I would say just building the Lions brand back up and getting people to trust the product, to people to really take some time to come out and see it. Let them see that it is affordable. Like you can get in our games for $10. I think that's pretty cheap. Your family can come out and watch a football game for $40, and the concessions are pretty cheap too. So that's cheaper than going to the movies. So I just think just getting people to understand that I can take my kids out here, they can play for 2 hours, we can go watch a game for $40. Like, it's almost unheard of, but just getting people to understand how cheap they get. And plus you get the halftime entertainment part of it. Like the value of it, I would say, is the biggest challenge, DJ, is getting people to understand, like, whoa, we're missing out on a really good, fun, cheap experience. But that's the build up. I would say that's the biggest challenge. But that happens over time. You got to build it up. You got to earn people trust, because the Columbus Lions ain't always been like this. So you got to just keep building. That's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Another challenge would be, it's so cold in that Civic Center, man. I wish I had a heater. I think that may, we gotta figure out how to work on getting a little warm in there, because when it get in the spring and summer, everybody don't want to be in the cold. People want to be where it's a little bit more warm. We just came out of winter. Who wants to sit in a 50 degrees Civic Center?
Let's attack that with because again, there's a reason I think that people maybe they don't know or maybe they do know, but let's talk about it right now. The ice up underneath the field. That's one thing. Again, that's for the hockey team. Now, do they have?
But the ice is out.
The ice is gone. I thought that was going to be the excuse to say it's the reason why it was so cold.
That's what I said till about 2 weeks ago, and the ice was gone and it was still cold. It felt like it was colder, but no, it's something that the Civic Center and the city has to invest in. I don't want to get to saying words because I'll probably screw it up, but it's something that they got to make an investment in to help with it, and they just haven't got to that point to make that investment for it to be warmer in there. But yeah, they're gonna have to make some investments in that Civic Center for that problem to be solved.
So you're telling me that if they cut the power off and in the temperatures 80, 90 degrees outside, it's still gonna be 30, 40, 50 degrees inside of that building?
Yeah, and I think if they did that, it affects something else in the building, the humidity and all of that. I think it's everything go hand in hand. I said that too. I say just turn it all off.
Right.
Let it up the back door. Let's play football.
Exactly. We appreciate you, Coach, being transparent. But listen, this is another part of it, and obviously it's no joke. And I know that we were talking about it. So hey, look, I said, look, Thrift brought it out. So he brought it to our attention 2 days ago, and this was that again, the handlers and the volunteers or the security, whoever it is, making it hard for him to go from place to place and he's a part of the production now. And I said, I know if you and Roger heard about that, that's something that's easily could be done. And that's just meeting with those folks at the Civic Center. Now, were you aware of this handling of how Thrift was being, I guess, perused around the building?
No, I never heard of it. Thrift mustn't have his media pass with him.
Well, again, he was pretty adamant, and again, but that's neither here nor there. But my point is this: is that you know what, you are a vendor in the Civic Center. You guys are partners, and obviously they are glad that you're there. And of course, with that said, they certainly want to make it comfortable and appeasing to all of the of your guests. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
that's at a premium with the Civic Center, and no real serious intentions of being sour or being disrespectful to anybody.
Yeah, and that's something we talk to the Civic Center staff about all the time. Like we got to be welcoming. It's a hospitality venue. We don't want to make anybody experience if they come in there to help, volunteer, work, serve. Let's make it a really good experience. Like, this is different. So you got to make it a really good experience. I hate Thrift went through that. That's my first time hearing that story. I hate that happened to him. But we'll clean it up. I dig into it. I figure out what happened, and we'll get better from it. So thank you for bringing it to my attention.
All right, Coach. I know that we got to get the rest of your morning going here, but tee it up. Let us know where, of course, we can find the Lions on this weekend, and of course the big homecoming on next Sunday.
Yeah, find the Columbus Lions 6 o'clock on YouTube. Just look up the New Jersey Bearcats YouTube channel. You can watch it there. You can go watch to the watch party. Watch party Saturday night at Poor Decisions, 6 o'clock. Find me. Who never knows? You may get a wing or two on me. So that'll be fun. And we're leading up, man. Go on Ticketmaster, go on Columbus Lions. The other thing I like people to know too, DJ, buy your ticket at the box office if you can. It's so much cheaper. You don't have to worry about Ticketmaster fees. But I'm a big advocate of buying your tickets at the box office. It's cheaper. Don't worry about the Ticketmaster fees. Buy them at the box office. And get ready for next Sunday. It's going to be a really nice day. I think Clean Stones play at 1 o'clock. We were scheduled to play at 2 o'clock. I bumped our game to 4 o'clock. Not to have to bump heads with the Clean Stones. Don't make sense. Don't make a whole lot of sense to play two professional games at the same time in Columbus, Georgia. That makes zero sense. So Clean Stones will play at 1. We bumped to 4 o'clock. So hopefully they'll walk out that Clean Stones game and head over to the Lions game. And before people go to the Lions game, they go watch a baseball game and just spend the day down there at the Civic Center in the same parking lot watching two games. It'd be pretty cool.
Good deal. Coach, as always, we are so great that you come on and give us straight from the horse's mouth. Hey, man, listen, you have a great rest of your morning, man. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great day.
Take care.
Thanks, Coach.
That's Coach Corry Black, the general manager of the Columbus Lions. I tell you, man, he has his head on straight.
Yeah, absolutely. His work ethic and, making this product the best it could possibly be. And I know that I'm excited about that next home game for the Columbus Lions.
I tell you, he's not lying. The value that you get in there, of course, the whole entertainment package, man. Again, some analyst was able to break that down to show you what a $10 ticket can get you. I guess probably got a $50, $60, $70 value on it, just on that $10 ticket to get into the game.
Yeah, and just attending the concert at halftime pays for itself.
Hey, all of that's included. Hey, man, let's go ahead and take a short break. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
I just got the key, they let me in. No ID, doors opening up for me, and now I see. I've been blind for a while.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Tiffany Maddox with a look at your morning headlines. Columbus police have arrested an unidentified person in connection with Thursday's shooting on Marywood Drive off Steam Mill Road, which killed 30-year-old Dean Hill. Hill's body is being sent to Atlanta for an autopsy. The shooting is now under investigation. And the family of Anaya Blanchard faced Ibrahim Yazid in court Thursday and spoke about heartbreak, survival, and their promise to keep fighting for victims in Anaya's name. Yazid was convicted of murdering Blanchard in 2019. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Chattahoochee River Club in Columbus is closed after 34 years due to several factors, including the decline of membership support, economic challenges, and costly repairs to the club's aging infrastructure. Chattahoochee officials say the club ceased all operations on Friday, May 1st. For WRBL News 3, I'm Tiffany Maddox. Have a great weekend.
Good Friday morning. We are off to an overcast start with just a few breaks at times, with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Clouds will remain present across the area through the day, with high temperatures reaching the mid 70s. Rain showers arrive late tonight with overcast skies, and scattered showers and storms will be likely through the day on Saturday and also on Sunday before clearing Monday afternoon. Weekend temperatures will hold right there near 80.
To get the full story, visit sportsvisions921.com and click on the WRBL tab. Sportsvisions 92.1.
At Cartoons Car Stereo in Columbus, buy it today, get it installed today. That's right, same day installation. Cartoons, Rockford Fosgate products, stereo head units, amps, speakers, speaker boxes, alarms, remote starts, navigation units, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so much more. Get same day installation today. Call or stop by today for details. Cartoons on Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-908-7197. 800-908-7197. 800-908-7197. That's 800-908-7197.
My therapist had told me that I needed to go to AA meetings, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go because I didn't want to be an alcoholic. That was not what I wanted to grow up and be. I didn't want to go to AA, but I did, and it wasn't what I expected by any means. It was friendly. I could feel it. I mean, I could feel the happiness. It's really great.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Veterans, do you have a copy of your DD-214? A DD-214 is a DoD certificate of retirement, separation, or discharge from active duty. It verifies your eligibility for benefits and services. The fastest way to request a copy is through the National Archives and Records Administration at archives.gov. Get the benefits you've earned.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Friday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. Man, Richard, turn it up just a little bit more. Yeah. If you hadn't, thank you, Richard. If you hadn't gone to see the Michael Jackson movie, man, I tell you what, I've seen it twice, and I know it's only been out for several weeks, but I tell you what, as of early May, the Michael Jackson biopic, Michael, has grossed over $423 million to $430 million worldwide. And the film is, directed by Antoine Fuqua, and it's become a massive box office success, surpassing $400 million in 10 days, man. And it is phenomenal. And again, a lot of people, I'm seeing, there are a lot of reviews, and again, 90% of them are positive. But there are those few, you're going to have those few people that throw those doubts out there. And I don't know what movie they saw, but I saw it twice and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah. And there's not a movie that's perfect. Even The Godfather maybe had a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. There might've been one person that thought The Godfather was a terrible movie. But that's why they have something called Rotten Tomatoes, because it takes every single movie review out there And that's why this is one of those biopics. I can understand why there could be that small percent that may not like it, but I've heard nothing but positive reviews, and it's a great movie, and I can't wait to come out to see it. But yeah, he was a phenomenon, a genre of music across just every demographic. Loved Michael Jackson. And I know I listened to him when I was a kid, and I still listen to him to this day. My kids listen to him. And so, yeah, that definitely, it's been a big movie. And I know that's especially when we're getting ready for the summer. Hopefully it'll be at the theater for a couple more months.
And I tell you what, when you talk about the success here in the early goings of the film, you know, we're talking about international, global success. This is all over the country. I mean, this is all over the world. It's amazing of the love that Michael and his brothers were able to, of course, come into with their life growing up. And again, I want to not to make anything negative. I do want to say what people are saying about the movie, and it might not necessarily be negative. It's just an opinion about it, and they're talking about obviously the way that, you know, it was portrayed that his dad would beat him, and that, I don't think that was totally so. And again, the beatings and the discipline that Joe Jackson, the father of Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, you know, that was a method to the madness. This man worked in a coal mine, and he did not want his boys to go and work like he worked, and he was a musician also on the side, and he did not get to pursue his dreams because, again, he just didn't have the opportunity. He had to make money. He had kids. He had a family, so that's what he chose to do. But he vowed to make sure that his kids had the benefit of pursuing their talent, and so they were up early, they were out late, and they were booking, and he had them rehearsing, and so you could see the drive. No different from a father who was a father of a tennis kid or a golf kid or a football player or a basketball player. I mean, you just had a parent that really understood, you know, what it was going to take, and he didn't want that life that he had to live of working in that coal mine for his boys. And you know what? It paid off, and for Michael, it paid off expeditiously.
Yeah, it's something that fathers do when they see greatness in their kids. They want to push their kids. Sometimes you can take it a little extreme. There's a 30 for 30 out there called the Marinovich Project. I highly recommend that you watch it because that is definitely not what to do. But this, obviously, I've seen like the TV miniseries on Michael Jackson. I mean, it's definitely a different thing, especially with this movie. But the Jackson 5, they were great. Coming up in the 60s and the 70s, Michael Jackson, like every group, you have a solo artist that's over, above and beyond the group, and he excelled as a solo artist. But you also got to look at the family that Janet Jackson also had a great singing career. I mean, the family itself had a lot of talent, but yeah, Michael Jackson was the type of talent that just exceeded everybody else in that family.
Unfortunately, Michael did not get to live the childhood that most of us had. But again, we don't have the lifestyle and the allegiance or the fame and fortune that Michael had to to give up. And you can't have it all. You can't have a normal life and of course be the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. He's a cult hero. He's the iconic musical hero. And there's not, when you mention the greatness of music in all genres, Michael Jackson's name, his music, it just exuberates success, and it just soars to the front of the room. And again, I don't care whether you're white, black, old, young, rich, or poor. When you hear that music, somebody remembers a great time and a great era in their lives.
Yeah, and I love lists, especially greatest of all time, the GOAT. You look at list of genre of music. The reason why I say that Michael Jackson is the greatest because he covers all the genres of the mainstream audience. Say what you want. I mean, you got the Beatles, you got Elvis, you got Led Zeppelin, but those are just a small group of music, and that's why I think Michael Jackson is the GOAT.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I just wanted to reflect back on a couple of interviews that we've had this morning. Michael Woods, who is, of course, he is the sports director over at Girls Inc., and he's spreading his wings somewhat, and he gave a great interview there, and I'm hoping that you were able to take something away from it. But again, this is the town that we live in, and again, sometimes who you are is, and who's on your side has a lot to do with, the success that you have. It's unfortunately because everything that I've known about Mike Woods and everything that he's done, I've been supportive because he's been somewhat the underdog. But I do know that where his heart is with these, with the kids, with these young girls and their development. And he's still here today. But let's go a little bit further than that. His own kids,
Yes.
the success, the education that they've been able to acquire. And he made reference to not having any problems with the law here today. In this day and time, you know what? That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And, Mike Woods, and he deserves a lot of credit, whether you like him or not. The fact of the matter is that the proof is in the pudding from the success of his kids. Several that are in our school district right now. He has a son that's an AD and over at one of the middle schools.
Double Churches.
His daughter is a very successful coach at Northside. And of course, he has another daughter just walked across the stage at the University of Georgia. And man, I tell you what, everything about him is it's successful. So why wouldn't you want your kids? You see that this guy is he's taking the bull by the horns. He's bringing in a lot of people that you wouldn't think that would come to this community, but because of who he is and his contacts and his network, he's able to do so. So please take advantage of some of the opportunities that he has, because again, these opportunities don't come along all the time.
Yeah, I love Mike Woods. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He is a family man, and he truly is passionate about what he does. I had no idea he had a son who was the AD at Double Churches.
Oh, yeah.
So I took my oldest daughter to a volleyball clinic. It was just a day clinic. It was only there for like maybe a couple hours at Double Churches. And I believe I ran into his son because I think his son was actually running the clinic. So, small world.
Small world indeed. And, of course, Corry Black, one of our own. I remember meeting Corry as a young guy who was just, of course, fresh out of college. And this was many, many years ago as we were working to put together the Sam Mitchell and Mark Upshaw Dream to Achieve Youth Basketball Camp out at Columbus State, and ran into Corry and saw he was a very impressive young man back then. And, again, I can't take the credit for his work ethic and for his hustle, but I did know enough about him that as pulling together and hiring that first staff of coaches for that Sam Mitchell basketball camp, the very first one, I know that he was on my list, and he's still on the list now. And matter of fact, he has been on now for 21 years running, and he is now also the director of the camp. So that you add that to all of the other things that he has been that he's touched, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, I've known Coach Black for about 4 years now. And one thing I've noticed about him is that he is an innovator. He's very passionate, but, he sees the big picture. He has a big impact on the community here in Columbus and doing great things. I saw him go from the athletic director at Pacelli, basketball coach at Pacelli, now at Emmanuel Prep, and now general manager for the Columbus Lions. And it has taken off like wildfire. And I know that he is just a passionate innovator and good coach, good mentor. And I just love the fact that he is he is invested in this community.
Big shout out to Debbie Crowell, who's listening this morning, JR Zoning as well. We appreciate you. Stanley Crowell, thank you so much for listening. And, of course, as always, Ricky Rogers coming out the gates early this morning. And our friend Bobby Brown, we know that he's out in California at one of those nice, cozy resorts. He checked in with us yesterday on the Sportsvisions radio app. So if you don't have the app, you got to get the app. I mean, because again, go to your app store, look for that Sportsvisions radio logo, go ahead and download it. It's absolutely free. And then that way, when you're traveling and you this summer, and when you wanting to keep up with your hometown and what's going on on the Sportsvisions morning show, you have that opportunity. But not just the Sportsvisions morning show. Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, and Paul Feinbaum. And did I tell you that we are the station for the Columbus Clingstones?
There you go.
All the games are right here. Jack Johnson, the voice, will be here every time, each and every night. And again, I know it started out with as 138 games, and I know how many games have we played now up to this part.
Oh, I have to go.
No, you don't have to look it up. But it's been a handful. It's at least 20 some odd games.
20. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Still over 100 games remaining that you can catch all the action right here on the Sportsvision morning show. Richard, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll have more to talk about on the Sportsvisions morning show. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WOTC HD2 Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. VA sends a weekly email to over 13 million veterans that's jam-packed with amazing resources. Subscribe for free at va.gov/vet resources.
My therapist had told me that I needed to go to AA meetings, but I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go because I didn't want to be an alcoholic. That was not what I wanted to grow up and be. I didn't want to go to AA, but I did, and it wasn't what I expected by any means. It was friendly. I could feel it. I mean, I could feel the happiness. It's really great.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. I tell you, man, I love that music. Play it up. Turn it up just a little bit. Awesome. I mean, it's,
this was before Thriller.
Yeah.
He was great, but I don't know what happened when he came out with Thriller, everybody got on board, but he had such a great Off the Wall was such a great album before Thriller that people just don't talk about that much.
That music does something for your spirit, man. It gets it hits you deep down in your soul. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Michael Jackson. Hey, look, if you hadn't seen the movie, Michael, please, by all means, I think that is a day. And of course, it's a Mother's Day. It could be a Mother's Day present, Richard. I mean, for the folks that hadn't, you're saying, well, what can I get my wife? Well, guess what? Taking her to the movie is a big deal. Taking her to see Michael is even a bigger deal. So I would say, okay, and dinner and a movie, why not? If you can afford it, don't go. Why not? I think that would be a hell of a Mother's Day gift if, in fact, you haven't already seen it in hell. Like I said, I've seen it twice. And it was just that good, and could go see it again. Yeah, it's just that much. That's that entertaining.
What other movie are you going to see? You going to see the Mother's Day ensemble cast with like 15 A-list actors? No, the cliche movies that came out, like the romantic comedies and the movies dedicated to mothers. That's the thing of the past. You got to go see Michael. And I know that a lot of people should be seeing it this weekend for Mother's Day weekend.
All right. NBA action. Of course, the NBA playoffs last night. Detroit went up 2-0 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, beating them 107-97. Kate Cunningham had 25 points. And again, you tell me something new because, again, Kate Cunningham is one of the up-and-coming, and they're saying up-and-coming. He's one of the stars in the NBA right now. OKC just pounced on the Los Angeles Lakers, 125-107. And, of course, Chet Holmgren and, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander combined for 44 points. They had 22 apiece. And I don't know if this is the final call for the Los Angeles Lakers, but I tell you what, you still have to give a lot of credit. Austin Reeves has come back. He had 31 points the other night, and this guy's coming off of an injury. But hopefully, and they're still missing, I can't even say his name.
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic. Yeah, I mean, I get tight-tongued when I say that. But, that hamstring problem is that not come along as quickly as they thought. But the fact of the matter is that Austin Reeves and, of course, with LeBron James, they got to pick it up. They got to find deep. And, again, they got to reach deep down inside to even think about possibly knocking off OKC, but again, that would be a miracle. That would be a miraculous effort.
Look, DJ, I'm going to say this, and maybe I'm not a Lakers hater, but this Lakers team is not a championship team, even with a healthy Luka. Look, they got some nice pieces. DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart. I mean, they got their defensive specialists, but they're going to need more 3-and-D guys. More
what?
3-and-D.
3-and-D. Come on. So you're talking over some of our heads.
Those type of players that are perimeter players that could hit a big shot and also play some defense.
Okay.
And I think that the Lakers are just running into a buzzsaw. The Oklahoma City thought they went through this when they ran into the Nuggets. That was the Lakers' kryptonite. And they fired Darvin Ham. And now J.J. Redick, and now he's complaining to the officials. And I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to end up firing J.J. Redick? Because that's why they fired Darvin Ham, because he couldn't get him over the top. So there's a lot going on. And I go back to LeBron's great. He's playing at a great level. But when you decided, when LeBron came to the Lakers in 2018, to build this team around LeBron with LeBron and AD, and Rob Pelinka was an agent. He really wasn't even a general manager, and all the craziness with the Buss family, and now the Lakers, they're just, the West is too stacked for the Lakers to be considered a championship team, and that's why I think they got to start over. They got to build this team around Luka, because LeBron, he's 41 years old. I don't know how much longer he is going to play.
Well, one thing that is for sure is that, it's to make no secrets and make no bones about it. LeBron James and J.J. Redick are connected at the hip. These guys had a podcast together. They're great friends, and that's kind of that got everybody rumbling early on when J.J. got the job without any experience, because he, of course, he was a good friend of LeBron. But the fact of the matter is that everybody's starting to think that the game and the team is evolving into Luka's team. And again, Rivers hopefully can step up, but they got to find a leader. Whether that's J.J. Redick, I don't know. Whether that's somebody else, I don't know. But the bottom line is, what, L.A. is expected to win, and that's what the culture is about. And I can't imagine whoever is the ownership of that group that they're going to rest on the laurels of what's happened up to this point. They got to get back to the championship, and they got to get back to playing Laker basketball.
There's been a lot of talk about LeBron's time in L.A. He's been there since 2018. Remember, it didn't work out with Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. They traded all their young pieces for Anthony Davis. The Russell Westbrook experiment didn't work out. They had the big three. They always ask, was it a failure? They do have the one championship in 2020. Yes, it was in the bubble. Yes, they had 4 months off to get healthy. And with LeBron and AD, they completely dominated in the bubble. But so did everybody else. They had 4 months off too. But, they still won the championship. But it was just the one championship. They've had some disappointing first-round playoff exits. They did get to the Western Conference Finals. But I don't know. I think it has been sort of a failure. Although LeBron didn't necessarily go to L.A. just to win championships. He wanted to build his brand even more and be that mogul that he is. Now he's a producer on TV shows. I mean, he did Space Jam 2. I mean, so yeah, that's why LeBron went to LA.
It's Friday night, and that means that obviously the bands and the are going to be out tonight playing at Highside Park is downtown in uptown Columbus. Big Saxy is going to be playing, and Miss Candy and I, that is one of the stops that we'll make this weekend. But we got to get somewhere settled so that we can take a look at these New York Knickerbockers. They're up 2-0 over the 76ers. They come on at 8. And, of course, the Spurs and the Timberwolves tip off at 9:30. That series is even at 1 apiece. Now, again, Richard, before we actually go to the break, I want you to give me your take on the Knicks, 76ers, Spurs, Timberwolves.
I think the Knicks are going to end up winning that series against the 76ers. The Timberwolves, even though this series is going back to Minnesota, I still question the health of Anthony Edwards. They are a very good defensive team with Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels. Mike Conley is that veteran point guard, that leader on the floor. I mean, how much more time does he have left? Because I think that the Spurs are young. They're really playing with a chip on their shoulder because nobody's giving them a chance because how young they are. But I think that they made a statement in game 2, blowing out the Timberwolves, and I think they're going to end up stealing a game in Minnesota.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, come close. Let everybody know that Craig Howard will be with us. He's the executive director of the Columbus Sports and Events Council. So gather around, text somebody. You got about 3 or 4 minutes to text someone, to let someone know that they need to listen to the Sports Visions morning show, because Craig is going to let us know what we have coming up for our beautiful city, and of course what the Columbus Sports and Events Council has on the docket. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you are listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Lonely mother gazing out of the window, staring at a sun that she just
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Hey there, no appointment, no problem at Uperlube. Affordable oil change and 5% discount on your next service. Uperlube's loyalty discount never expires. Come in today and experience fast, friendly service at Uperlube. 920 Veterans Parkway. Keep your ride running smooth.
Watula Methodist Church is having their 50th annual barbecue on Saturday, May 16th from 10:30 to 2. Enjoy a plate of chicken or pork for just $11. Plus, enjoy homemade baked items for sale and live music. Watula Methodist Church, 1370 Lee Road 38 in Opelika.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
My life was going downhill fast. Everybody was on my case. Now, I kept hoping that life would change real soon. I knew drinking too much messed up my life. A friend suggested I check out AA. It worked. I found myself in an AA group. Finally, I've got my act together.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Each week, VA sends an email to over 13 million veterans. It's jam-packed with veteran discounts on hundreds of services, job listings, and information on home loans, plus access to many local events for veterans and their families. Subscribe for free at va.gov/vetresources to learn more. This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. VA disability compensation is a monthly tax-free payment to veterans who got sick or injured in the military and to veterans whose service worsened an existing condition. You may qualify for VA disability compensation for physical and mental health conditions that developed or worsened due to service. Learn more at va.gov/disability.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the AHSAA, are the 138,000 high school sports students in Alabama. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the Drug Facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the Drug Facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/Drug Facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Great Friday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. It's a great day for a great day in TGIF. Richard, I tell you, man, this is not a better day of the week. I tell you, Friday is if it's not everybody's favorite day who actually get up and go to work, I don't know what day could be.
Yeah, unless you have weekends where you have to work. Or like when I used to be in the National Guard, I always hated the Fridays before drill weekend. Oh, man. But, yeah, Friday is always great, especially looking forward to the weekend and getting to sleep in a little bit, too.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's go ahead and bring him up without further ado. He is the new executive director for the Columbus Sports and Events Council. Of course, many, many years of experience coming in most recently from down in Montgomery, working with the chamber there and been recruiting some extraordinary events in there. Hopefully, we're going to bring all of that action and all of the excitement back to this hometown boy, Craig Howard. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, DJ. How are you doing this morning?
Really good, really good. It was great to see you at the event. I saw you at an event down at St. Luke. I believe it was it the Jalen Walker?
Yeah, Jalen Walker with the FCA banquet.
Yep,
a fantastic event.
Yes,
I mean,
it was.
how can you? I mean, just a great speaker. Just on point message. Really kind of stuck to the script. I kind of felt like that. This is my true self, and this is how I have been successful in life. And you know what? One of the cool things I thought, a lot of times these FCA people, and then they'll come in and they'll speak and they'll give these rags to riches type of stories and those are great. Those are incredible. I mean, they're phenomenal to hear. But sometimes it's just good to hear from a guy who came from a house with a mom and a dad who grew up in church, but then stayed strong in their faith and spread their faith even further out. And because a lot of times you go, oh man, that's so great to hear this story of rags to riches. But sometimes it's just like, man, just me and you. What are the people like us doing? And,
right.
and that he was just an us guy, man. He was just such a down to earth us guy. And I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to see what he does, great in life. I mean, he's just a great guy.
Really had his head on right, and of course, very inspirational. Hey, listen, man, I know that it's been several months that you've been on the job, and of course, it's been a couple of months since we've had an opportunity to talk. Again, just let us know what's going on. I mean, how you feeling? I mean, are you growing into this thing? I know you're experienced. I know this is not your first rodeo, but talk about the Columbus Sports and Events Council and your leadership.
Hey, I've been around sports a lot, but I mean, what was done here, the bar that's been set here in Columbus, with the leadership of Mary Sherman, with, got a great board president with Herman Lewis. And then, I mean, David Boyd, you're always hearing from him, Ashley Eric. Those two guys, man, they held this place down for the last year. Once Mary left and went to the GHSA, then these guys came in, and I mean, they ran the show for a year. And so, I mean, it's just great things that are happening. And I'm just, learning the Columbus way. I'm born and raised here, but still, I mean, this is how we do business, and trying to understand that and having the leadership in place that's allowed me to kind of learn and look and watch and see, what needs to happen and what needs to take place next. Because we can always, no matter how good we are, we can always improve. And I heard a great message last night. I heard Marty Smith last night was in town, and he had a great message, and they talked about the good to great companies, and then they revisited the great companies, like a few years later, and several of them had gone out of business, and they were like, what was the number one factor of that? And that was complacency. And so, we don't ever want to get complacent in what we're doing, especially in our world. What events are we just having the same events over and over and over again? Are we going to get complacent, just count on these people to come back? And then one day, because everybody's out there trying to get what we have, and we're out there trying to get what somebody else has. So, are we going to keep working hard and doing what we need to do to be successful? Are we going to, be complacent, and then one day we're going to look up and somebody's picked this event off or that event off, and all of a sudden now you're looking at yourself going, how are we going to reset ourselves? So we've done great things. I inherited an incredibly great organization to lead. And we're not going to get complacent. We're going to keep going out there and keep pushing. Columbus, Georgia is a great place to bring your sporting event.
Craig, you made mention that you were, homegrown here. And, of course, for the benefit of the people that don't know you, before we get into the heavy lifting, because I know Richard is ready to throw some things at you, why don't you go ahead and let everybody know, again, who's not familiar with you, where you're from, where you grew up, who were the influences for you in this town, and of course, that led you to this position that you're in today.
Grew up here, born and raised, born in Columbus, raised in Phoenix City, Columbus area. I've made a few ventures out for school, for professional reasons, but I always found myself drawn back here. Kind of one of those things where you kind of maybe sometimes you have to leave and come back. And I was fortunate when this last time I went to Montgomery, I was able to come back. But the people in this area, growing up in sports, in all sports, watching, every type of sport that could be played. I remember back in the 70s when my dad coached at Glenwood, and they had some players. Lisa McDonald was one of them, and I'm going back almost 50 years. And I still remember her playing basketball. And if you think about basketball in the 70s for females, that just really wasn't a big thing. And I mean, man, she could shoot it. If they would have had 3-point, they'd still be chasing that line, that record for her. But she could just fire it up. And then she stayed in the community, and she started a sporting goods store over in Phoenix City and had that for years. And I just remember being able to go in as I grew up and got older, and then even had a daughter that she still had the sporting goods store. And I just remember how good she was and how she performed on the court and on the softball field as well. She was an incredible softball player as well. And that was very impactful for me, because then I had a daughter, and then we saw female sports blow up, right? And they started getting real opportunities, and Title IX really started to kind of help us develop these new avenues of sports. And so, I mean, that's just one example, I mean, of many. But you talk about influences, it's just seeing little things like that we might not realize in the moment, cause just such a ripple effect that can just be so much growth for people who you would have never thought were going to have opportunities or be great in the sporting world. So it's really cool to see the sport develop, all sports develop, the female side of it, the males. I mean, we're talking about NIL last night. I mean, hey, these guys go. No, I didn't get to make money. Heck, I wouldn't have ever been good enough to do it. But I mean, you might not have, DJ, but man, guys, go get your money, man. Go and be smart about it, and learn about how to be financially smart. and go make millions and go change the world. I mean, I think it's awesome what's going on. It's messy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a very messy aspect of it, but is it messy because these kids are being played or because there's a bad system in place? It's not because these kids are being paid. It's because there's a bad system in place. So I just look at some of those things, and DJ, I could talk all day long about the influences in my life, but that's just one of them that just kind of come off the top of my head when I was watching the event last night unfold and thinking about some of the special people that I've gotten an opportunity to get to watch and play.
Well, certainly share some of the institutions, some of the schools that you were a part of around here, so that people can make sure that you're the homeboy.
Yeah. My dad coached at Glenwood. He played. He's in the Hall of Fame for Central High School. He's in the Hall of Fame in the Mississippi Hall of Fame. He coached at Hardaway as well, right as I was being born. So those aren't times I necessarily remember. I grew up and played at, I went to Glenwood and then transferred over to Central, played at Central, went to the University of Alabama. So, I mean, that's kind of my thing, but Roll Tide, man. And hey, and there's a Go Dolls for you too, buddy. I know where you're going.
Attaboy.
But no, I mean, it's, all these people, all these schools, and just, I mean, we could sit there, DJ, and tell stories all day long. I mean, and me and David Boyd will do that all the time. We'll sit there and go, hey, he went to Columbus High. Yeah, were you at Columbus High this time? I mean, every single one of them. When I was playing, Columbus High was in their heyday. They were beginning their heyday. Well, they were probably in the middle of it, because you go back to Frank Thomas years and everything else. We just missed each other on that side. He finished playing, then we were playing against them, and then I finished, and Tim Hudson came along. So, I mean, I was kind of bookmarked with two of the greatest baseball players to ever come out of this area.
Yes.
Gary Ingram right there in the middle of all that. So, I mean, there was some incredible baseball being played all over the Bi-City. And so, man, it's just cool to see it. And then to have the opportunity to bring events and to kind of put a bow on it. We have the SAA tournament right now going on. It's a Division III with the schools like Barry and Rhodes here in town. And watching these young ladies play and get the opportunity to play and go after it every day, and to think that we get to bring that to Columbus and we have an opportunity to see that, and they have an opportunity to see us.
Nice. Very, very, very nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Craig, because we just had the SEAC softball tournament at South Commons.
Absolutely.
And we also have some huge events coming up, especially Memorial Day weekend. The GHSA baseball playoffs are going to be at Synovus Park. Of course, we've got the softball NAIA World Series at South Commons. Even on Saturday alone, I don't know how people are going to find parking, because we got Columbus United playing, we've got the NAIA World Series, and then we're going to have the GHSA baseball playoffs. Just talk about what it takes just to try to get a bid to get these incredible events, and then being gracious hosts where these events just want to continue coming back to Columbus, as we've seen the NAIA World Series been here at least since 2022, and it's been like the home of softball here for the NAIA.
That's right. And let me throw one more thing that's going on at South Commons. I think Shaw, Hardaway, Jordan, and Carver are all graduating that day at the Civic Center. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a great day of sports. But it's gonna be have a plan. Have a plan, and the plans are out there, guys. Look on the Clingstones. I mean, the actual Clingstones aren't even going to be there. So look on the United site. Look on everything that's going on. Listen to the advice of the people that are telling you this is how you need to do it, and go and have a good time and enjoy your events. But man, the NAIA softball, that we bring in early in the season, the NFCA brings in the NAIA. In the pre-conference tournament, the leadoff classic, and that's a great event. But one of the reasons it's a great event is because those teams want to be here, and they want to say, hey, this is where we're starting, and guys, this is where we want to finish it. And so the SIAC last week, that was kind of born off of having the Fountain City Classic. So you have the Fountain City Classic, you do a great job there, and then people are like, hey, you know what? We've got this conference tournament. Can we come here? So now we start the talks with that. So the SEAC is born out of something else. the NAIA is born out of something else. Everything is done off of what you did before. Did you do it well, and are you going to keep on doing it, and can you make it better? And so, you go from a leadoff classic where the expectation from the NFCA when they come in is a very high bar. And then if you meet that bar, and then these NAIA teams come in, and then, their conference commissioners are coming in, and all of a sudden people are talking, going, hey, man, these guys have it figured out. Not only that, but then the parents have to be, well, man, I had a great time while I was in town. I was able to go to these great restaurants, the Infantry Museum, the Columbus Museum. I love adventure and got to go to Whitewater. I mean, so what are we doing as a whole city? What are we doing as a whole city? And we bring a great package from that standpoint. And then it gets down to, we bring the events in, and then we fill in the blanks. It's kind of what I look at it, how we do it at the Sports Council. What, does this conference need parking? Do they need security? Do they need ticket takers? What do they need? Some of them are going to bring everything, and we're like, hey, we're going to just come and bring our support. We're going to point you in the right direction of what you need locally, and you guys have it. And then there's others that are like, hey, we need to know where the printer is. NAIA World Series, and you think about it, it's a World Series. This is a big event. NAIA is a national organization of intercollegiate athletics, right? And they come in, and they're bringing 10 teams in. They're cruising Kansas City. So what are they doing on the ground? How are they getting? They can't go print a big 8-foot bracket off and bring it on the plane. Hey, here it is. Here we go find the printer. These are just tedious little things, but these are things that they know they need, and they know we're going to take care of it. And these guys like David and Ashley, they're the ones doing it, man. I'm just going and watching in awe, because these guys are running the show. And we're in talks every week with the NAIA, and I can't wait for it to get here. But hey, I tell you, next week, man, is going to be a really cool event too, with the NCSA Club National Championship as well. But this bringing these in and doing it the right way, and having really everybody in the city on board that needs to be on board is what makes these great events happen and come back.
He is Craig Howard, the new executive director of the Columbus Sports and Events Council. Craig, if you would, can you categorically take us through the process of whether it's an event that wants to come to Columbus and of course, or if you were going to recruit someone to come, what's the first thing that needs to happen, and how does that process go until it's eventually an event that's going to happen?
Sure. One of the things we have to do is we have to figure out space and time. Do we have space? We would love to bring more soccer events in. We don't have the space because soccer has blown up so much here on the youth level that we have waiting lists for youth to go and just play local soccer. So we can't go and get fields on a weekend and kick our local guys off, right? Because it's a Parks and Recreation. We built those for our people, and then we try to use the downtimes to bring tourism in. So we have to look at space and time. Does it make sense for us on the calendar? Because we also have to be cognizant of, we can't go bring a big event in during ThesCon. That they're gonna every hotel in town's gone. So now you have to start taking dates off the calendar that you can recruit. And now you have to look at your facilities. You can only bring so many big events. You can only bring so many college events. We've got every weekend in May, we've got a college event. So I really can't go after another one. I need to be in talks with them, because if somebody decides to move or start rotating or do something differently, or a new person comes into place that has a favorite city or whatever it might be. So we always have to be in continuous talks but we can't necessarily be actively recruiting them because we already have the SEAC last week. We already have the SAA this week. We already have the club softball next week. We already have NAI the next week. Then we have one big event. So now we're looking at one big travel ball event for showcase at South Commons. We need probably one more. We can't pull 8 in. The same teams aren't going to come to the same city 8 weeks in a row, right? So now we had to go, okay, we've got this one in July. Let's look here in June. So now we're looking at in June, and now we start having to talk to the travel ball agency or organizations and those types of things. So we have to be cognizant of our space and time. And then the second thing is we look at other events. Are they great? Are they working? Are they looking to move? And then there are events that we have in the industry where it's kind of like speed dating, and there's about 9 of them. There's 4 major ones, and I just got back from one 2 weeks ago. I had 30 appointments. About 14 of them were events that we got a right to bid on proposals, and about 4 of them made sense. Once I started breaking down the calendar, so there's 1,000 different event rights holders out there. We get to talk to 30 of them and then network with a few others that I might not have gotten appointments with. And then out of that 30, about 15 of them we qualify for, and then go even further. And there's 4 that they kind of qualify for us too. So now we'll start the process on those 4 or 5 events and start working on them, start figuring out how can we get them to Columbus. And so that's kind of a broad view of it. But it's really neat to see how it is, but it's like a plug and play. It's like a Jenga. If you pull this out, is the tower going to stay up? And then where can we get something else back in to kind of make it all work?
Craig, over in Auburn in the first weekend of June, there's an international friendly between Argentina and Iceland. And I know everybody's revving up for the World Cup. We do have Columbus United here in Columbus, but as far as soccer fields, I think Otis Spencer Stadium might be, but you have to work with the school district. Could we possibly see an international friendly in Columbus? Because soccer is really taking off, and people are really jumping on board because the World Cup is here, going to be in Atlanta, and so you got that just soccer frenzy from these soccer fans here in Columbus.
Yeah, and I think that's if you look at a long-term standpoint, I met with Eleni Hitchcock a couple of weeks ago. What they're doing, people don't realize how deep her family is with the soccer world, and some of the opportunities that they might be able to help us bring to Columbus. Heck, now we don't own any facilities. We don't own any events. Just let me make myself absolutely 100% clear. But in my opinion, we've got to figure out exactly what's going to happen at Memorial Stadium with AJ McClung. We've got to figure that piece out. And I think my personal opinion is one of the things that could really make that really pop as far as that piece of that property is repurposing it as a soccer stadium. And if we put something together like that, would we be able to bring we wouldn't be able to bring an 80,000 seat arena here, but if we had a 6,000 to 8,000 seat soccer stadium that was a high end, could we get some offshoots? Especially, we're going to probably get the women's World Cup in a couple of years. So what's happening now? How are we thinking about that 4 years from now? Because that's how you get it. We didn't go in 1996 and get the softball. We didn't get the softball bid for the Olympics in 1996. That started back in early 1990s. That was a long process. So we can't be thinking about what's happening at the World Cup in 2026. We've got to be thinking about that next World Cup that's coming with the females, which I like it. I think it's more attractive. I think it's I think women's soccer is probably more probably has more viewership in the U.S. than male soccer right now. So what's happening in 2030? Where are we right now, and how can we get in that game so that when 230 goes off, we can get some of those offshoots in some of these international games and that type of thing. So I think that's definitely something that we need to have high on our radar as a city. And how are we going to develop those our facilities to be able to attract some of those events in 3 or 4 years?
Craig, I want to ask you this question regarding, in mid 2000s or so, my sports marketing company, Diamond Sports Marketing, and a promoter partnered together to bring the first the NBA basketball game to Columbus, Georgia. And of course, it was the Atlanta Hawks, and I believe it was the team out of New Orleans at that time. But we were able to come together, and we were able to book the building and obviously for the Civic Center, and then of course do all the marketing around it. But as far as any other promoters or sports marketing people, and if for some reason where there was a particular Division III or Division II football bowl game, or a basketball event, or a some other event. I know one time we had the Sports Council was a part of. In 1997, the SEC women's tournament coming to town. What's the process? Do they contact you? Do they go to the building first? How should how should it be done? That's my question. How should it be done if an outside promoter wanted to bring an event, and it could be a big event, something totally different, like an NBA game? It hadn't been one since, but we were able to make it happen. There was the Stag Bowl. You might remember back when we were kids. That was a Division II or III national championship game. Yep. But in order for somebody to do that today, what do you recommend, and how do you recommend them executing this?
And that's a great question, DJ. These are born from relationships.
Yes.
And so if the Civic Center has the relationship, there's an event that we're working on right now that could absolutely just be an absolutely incredible event that'll just blow you away if we can pull this off. It was born out of Uptown Columbus. I have some personal ideas about some bigger conferences that I'd like to recruit that I have relationships with. So the answer would be, whoever has the relationship, let's go for it. But what we've got to be able to do, DJ, is we've got to be able to all be working together on the same sheet of music. And if it's Diamond Sports that brings that in, then hey man, I've got this idea, or I've got this contact. You get with me, and then I get with the Civic Center, or you get with the Civic Center, and then the Civic Center gets with me. Whoever it is, we've got to all be working on the same sheet of music, because at the end of the day, it's going to take all of us to bring these big events in. It's going to take all of us to draw the money together to bring these big events in. But so the answer is, whoever has a relationship or the idea, I would love to see I would love to create a quarterly type of meeting where I bring in, a lot of the major players in sports, because like I said, I don't own anything. I don't own any events or anything else. I want to make sure that we're the conduit that kind of helps be the driving force. And that's how we were born 30 years ago. We were born after the Olympics. We had these committees together to draw the Olympics. We got the bid, we got it all together, we pulled the event off, and then the Sports Council was born. And then once the Sports Council was born, the idea was, how are we going to start bringing more of these in? And so I think if somebody has a great idea, if it's a pickleball person that has, a great, when we have pickleball and they say, hey, we can bring this in, come to me, let me talk about it. Let's talk about what the lay of the land is, where it makes sense on the calendar and everything else. So this event's good. We've got, I've got a meeting this afternoon with somebody to talk about the very same thing you're talking about, DJ. This afternoon, I'm going to meet with somebody, and we're going to talk about what we can do to bring specific events in to a facility that we have that is doing great. Everybody loves it, and I have some ideas on what we can do. So I'm the one that's thinking about that this time. Somebody else might be thinking, I mean, Uptown Columbus has brought this other event. Talking with Ashley Watina at Visit Columbus, and she's got a million ideas. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to bring people in here that can see how great Columbus is, and they'll keep coming back. You know what? Maybe even move here. I mean, that's ultimately not my goal, is to create cool events that bring people here that see our city. And then on top of that, these cool events can be things that our citizens can do and be a part of. And now our quality of place is better. And if our quality of place is better, then we're going to keep growing in the right direction and have a great city for me and you to enjoy while we live here, and other people to enjoy when they come here.
Craig, it's been a pleasure to, of course, help you or listen to you, to share how you shared your plan and some of your ideas. Man, I tell you what, I could talk to you all day, but let's make this a regular thing.
Absolutely, DJ. I love it. Richard, man, I appreciate the what you do. And when Thrift's on here, man, you guys, man, are so important to this. And it gives me nothing but great joy to be out in the community and somebody say, I saw you, I heard you with DJ Vision. And that means that what you're doing, it's not they heard me, it's they heard you and what you're bringing every single day and every single hour. And we appreciate what you do.
Craig, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your morning, my friend.
You do the same, buddy.
Thanks, care. Craig. All right. That's the big man. That's the executive director of Columbus Sports and Events. And, of course, again, that's great information that we were able to get this morning. Hey, look, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We got the guy that's going to tell us about Ted Turner. Again, everything that he knows about it, because, again, Ted Turner was an icon into the Atlanta area. We talked about the Braves. We talked about the Hawks. We talked about TBS. We talked about CNN. We're going to talk to a guy who is the sports columnist in Atlanta, Georgia, for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Ken Sugiura. He'll be with us next. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Facebook Live as well as YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Tiffany Maddox with a look at your morning headlines. Columbus police have arrested an identified person in connection with Thursday's shooting on Marywood Drive off Steam Mill Road, which killed 30-year-old Dean Hill. Hill's body is being sent to Atlanta for an autopsy. The shooting is now under investigation. And the family of Anaya Blanchard faced Ibrahim Yazid in court Thursday and spoke about heartbreak, survival, and their promise to keep fighting for victims in Anaya's name. Yazid was convicted of murdering Blanchard in 2019. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Chattahoochee River Club in Columbus is closed after 34 years due to several factors, including the decline of membership support, economic challenges, and costly repairs to the club's aging infrastructure. Chattahoochee officials say the club ceased all operations on Friday, May 1st. For WRBL News 3, I'm Tiffany Maddox. Have a great weekend.
Good Friday morning. We are off to an overcast start with just a few breaks at times, with temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Clouds will remain present across the area through the day, with high temperatures reaching the mid 70s. Rain showers arrive late tonight with overcast skies, and scattered showers and storms will be likely through the day on Saturday and also on Sunday before clearing Monday afternoon. Weekend temperatures will hold right there near 80.
To get the full story, visit sportsvisions921.com and click on the WRBL tab. Sports Visions 92.1. Watula Methodist Church is having their 50th annual barbecue on Saturday, May 16th from 10:30 to 2. Enjoy a plate of chicken or pork for just $11. Plus, enjoy homemade baked items for sale and live music. Watula Methodist Church, 1370 Lee Road 38 in Opelika.
Attorney advertising. Blake Swan, 4751 Best Road, College Park, Atlanta, Georgia, 921-200-7066. Paid actor dramatization. Top dogs not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
You see that dog right there? Dog walking.
Standing on 2 legs, ain't smiling at nothing, tail not wagging. The dog is hungry, the dog want food, the dog want to bite. Dog ain't playing, dog ain't friendly. Please don't pet him, he don't like that. His attack word is accidents. Your safe word is I'll pay you. What you gonna do if that dog takes you? What you gonna do if that dog bites you? What you gonna do if that dog gets you? What you gonna do if that dog bites you? You gonna use your safe word? Say I'll pay you? What you gonna do? That's a serious question. Any accident, big or small, top dog law.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, 12 to 3 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions morning show. Here's Carver Tigers legend DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions morning show. DJ Jones and Richard Holdridge in the building. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, Richard. I tell you, man, I know you're all set to pack up and head up to Chattanooga. You're going to see some of your relatives, walk down are they graduating from college?
Yeah, graduating from college. We're just going to spend the weekend up there. I might even go see the Chattanooga Lookouts play. Unfortunately, they're not playing the Clingstones.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Hey, big shout out to Craig Howard with, of course, the Columbus Sports and Events Council, and again, gave us some great information. But an icon and a heroic figure, just a genius of a man, Ted Turner, passed away the other day. And again, I know that, our next guest has some thoughts and some information to share with us. For those of us who don't know, I know there's some young people that probably don't know who Ted Turner is, but there's a lot of us who can appreciate the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Braves. They can appreciate TBS in its day and in time and CNN and all that thing. Let's welcome to the show from the AJC sports columnist, Ken Sugiura. Ken, good morning. How are you?
DJ, good morning. How are you doing? Doing well.
Really, really, really well. Good. Hey, man, I know you probably been answering a lot of questions about, this Ted Turner guy. Who is it for these youngsters? But there's a lot of folks that have been around, like me, a little long in the tooth. We are so appreciative of this guy and his genius. But if for the folks that are listening out there, let's just take for granted that they don't know who Ted Turner is. Would you give them somewhat of an executive summary of who he is and what he meant to our city, our state?
I will try. There's a lot to say. I guess first he was he was a Braves owner for about 20 years, no longer than that, 30 years. Brought the team its first World Series championship in the city, in the state. He also owned the Hawks. He owned the Thrashers. He started TBS and all the different Turner stations. So, Cartoon Network, which I'm sure a lot of kids might resonate with, TNT, True TV, all those. So everything that we see, like the great NBA on TNT show that is now on ESPN was in part because of him. The Braves being such a great team for the last, three decades is because of him, in large part. He got that emotion. The Braves actually being here in Atlanta, I think some would say was because of him. And beyond that, environmentalist, he gave $1 billion to the United Nations, and just someone that, saw things differently, saw what could be a lot more clearly and confidently than others did. And the world, and the city and the state and the world are better because of him. I'm sure missing out a lot of stuff, but maybe that's him in a nutshell.
Ken, I'm going to take it back to the late 70s. He had this crazy idea. Hey, why don't we make a 24-hour news channel on cable? Right. And they probably said, "You are out of your mind."
Right.
I think they got to make a movie about Ted Turner just because of the stuff that he took risks. He went outside the box. But now, when you think of Atlanta, you think of CNN, and when you think of CNN, you think of Atlanta. I mean, we've got the CNN said. I'm not going to give him credit, but I think that putting CNN in Atlanta put Atlanta on the map. And that might, I'm just saying, that could have been one of the factors of why Atlanta was chosen to host the Olympics in '96, indirectly, of course.
Right. Richard, thank you. Thankfully you brought that up because I didn't even mention CNN, that he started CNN, which was obviously become a most prominent news station, and in some ways changed the way that we can. It has changed the way we consume news. But yeah, I'd agree that I think it did put Atlanta on a map in a different way in the global stage, and I'm sure it had something to do with the Olympics coming in terms of just people that were voting on Atlanta or on the Olympics having more of a knowledge of what it was because of CNN and Ted Turner. And certainly it had, some resonance throughout the world because of Martin Luther King Jr. But yeah, when you think about what CNN has become and what it's done, like, I'm old enough to remember, watching I guess it was a Gulf War being broadcast live on CNN, and like that was kind of their shining moment of, I think you're right to a large extent. Maybe for that first decade, there was a sense of like, we watched the news at 6 and 10 and 11 or whatever, and we read newspapers in the morning, and why would we need a 24 hours news network? But now it's almost kind of crazy to think about life without it. If something happens, we want to find out what's going on, we turn on CNN or Fox News or whatever it is and find out, and that didn't exist before Ted Turner.
Ken, you've been with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution over 20 years, and again, you're coming back to come to town as a young kid from out of University of Michigan. But what was do you remember your first experience or your first encounter with Ted Turner?
Well, I will confess I never met him personally. Certainly I was aware of him. I got here, it was 98. So I one of my first things I did was I helped cover the Thrashers a little bit. So I was aware of him through that and just what he meant to the Braves. But yeah, someone who, he as much as anybody, kind of like what you're saying, Richard, was identifiable with Atlanta and Atlanta sports, and you couldn't be a part of this community without being aware of what he was doing, and certainly with the Braves, his willingness to spend and be aggressive, to bring talented players and to support executives, scouting and all that stuff was what made the Braves the Braves. From that the historic run from 91 to 2005, I guess it was, 14 consecutive division titles. So yeah, it's hard to imagine sports in Atlanta without him. But yeah, and just like him being kind of an outsized personality. You hear from a lot of people stories now, just a good guy, regular guy, but someone, they just saw the world in a very different way than most of the rest of us.
Ken, has there been any arrangements to release any information of as far as his ceremony or anything of that nature that you know of?
I have not heard anything. That doesn't mean it hasn't been put out there, but yeah, I don't know that anything's been made public. And yeah, I'm kind of curious, what that would look like, if there'll be some sort of opportunity for the public to participate or not. But obviously, wherever it is and whenever it is, there are going to be a lot of important people there for sure.
Good deal. A couple other questions here before we let you go. Obviously, what's the best thing, or what's the biggest story that you're most proud of, that most recently in one of your columns that you want to share with us?
Oh, well, I appreciate you asking. I will, because you're asking, I will take something that I will pat myself on the back a little bit. I was very grateful and thankful to win an award from the Atlanta Press Club on Tuesday, I think it was, for
nice.
sports journalism for last year. And the story that won me the award was something I wrote actually, this is how we got in touch, DJ. I wrote a story last year about how Georgia and Georgia Tech, I'm going to get the numbers wrong, possibly. Tech has had one black coordinator, offensive or defensive, over its entire history, and Georgia has had two, I think. And certainly, neither has had a black head coach for football. And that unfortunately doesn't make them unusual, neither the number of head coaches who are black or the number of coordinators. Like I forget kind of what drew me to the story, but you would have thought that over that many years, decades, since both schools' football teams have been integrated, that you would have more than two offensive or defensive coordinators of color. Just, there's so many good coaches out there that so many players are African American, so many coaches have gone into that field. You would think there'd be more than two or one. And obviously that's where so many head coaches come from. So we all see, like, why aren't there more black coaches getting a shot at being college head coaches? A lot of it's because they're not getting chances to become coordinators. And so I wrote about that. I talked to some people about why that is. One of the most important interviews I did, or meaningful, was with Bill Curry, the former Georgia Tech coach. And he was very honest, and I will always appreciate his candor. He said, there were chances I had to hire black coaches to become my coordinators, and I never did. I don't know why, and I should have, and I regret it, but I didn't do it. And you think about, whoever those coaches were, they lost chances to earn more money, to provide for their families, to establish themselves as, to challenge themselves at the highest level that they could, and ultimately to become, head coaches of their own. And I think we all know Coach Curry to be a wonderful man, gracious, humble, all those things. But if he was part of the system, that kind of helps explain why it's become, it's been such a problem for so long. And so I wrote about that, and I was thankful that it was recognized, and hopefully I can continue to do work like that, help, tell good stories, interesting stories, but also help shed light on things that can be better in Atlanta sports, and, even and beyond that.
Well, congratulations on that award, and I'm glad to have been able to been of service. I almost forgot about that. That is how we met several years back. I got the call from you, and but yeah, man. Listen, I know that the Braves are on the West Coast, and I know that that's not necessarily your beat, but again, they jumped out here. They're one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball. Who would have known? I mean, with all the injuries right now, but they've got a showdown starting today in LA with the Dodgers. That's going to tell us a little bit more about our Atlanta Braves, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think, I think, I was certainly among them, but everyone in spring training was like, they got to sign a pitcher. They got to trade for a pitcher, Lopez going down, Schwellenbach and everybody else, we're not going to make it. This is going to be terrible. Alex Anthopoulos isn't doing his job. But yeah, now they, if they have I think they still have the best record. They finally lost a series. But yeah, playing the Dodgers, obviously we all know what they are. To play out there will tell us a lot more. And obviously, they started the season out there, or they started in San Diego, but that 0-7 started the season last year, kind of sent things on a spiral the rest of the year. And so this will be a great opportunity to see what they have, and to kind of revisit that, and just see how far they've come. So yeah, very interested to see what happens out there.
Ken, I want to talk about a professional sports team in Atlanta that doesn't get a whole lot of coverage. Atlanta United. They won the MLS Cup in 2018. I'm a big Atlanta United fan. I was excited when Tata Martino came back as the manager. But just that core of players like Joseph Martinez, Miguel Almiron, Darlington Nagbe, it's not there right now. They're one of the bottom teams in the Eastern Conference. I know that the Benz packs out with soccer fans, because soccer is huge, especially with the World Cup coming to Atlanta for 8 matches. But just talk about what the vibe is around town about Atlanta United. Is there still excitement for Atlanta United, and what can they do to try to get back to being an MLS Cup contender?
Well, thank you, Richard. That's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm impressed with your knowledge. Maybe you could answer the question better than I could. I mean, I think it's interesting. Yeah, they were, it's still crazy. 17, 18, their first 2 years, they were on top of the league. They were literally doing their attendance was among the very best among clubs all over the world. You think about, England and Italy and France and Germany. They were outdrawing a lot of those teams, which is just mind boggling. But they've, ever since then, Martino left, and their roster, they got emptied a little bit, and they just haven't been able to replicate it. And it's interesting. It's not for a lack of trying. I think Arthur Blank has cycled through a lot of different coaches. The payroll has been among the top in the league. Garth Lagerwey was brought in, who had a standing record to run the club out in Seattle, Seattle. And yeah, it's a mystery. Like I said, players like Emmanuel Latte-Loth and Alexei Miranchuk, just players you would think, have brought in really good resumes, and you're thinking, they're going to restore the sort of form that they have, but they haven't. I don't know quite what the problem is. It seems like over and over and over, it's, they let down for 10 minutes and give up 2 goals and lose, or they start out slow and fall behind and can't pick up. And interesting, Martino was saying, and his predecessors too have said things like, yeah, we don't have that kind of, and I'm paraphrasing, but we don't have the kind of toughness and mentality that you need to win. And it just hasn't changed, no matter who is running the club, no matter who's on the roster. And understandably, just judging by the numbers of it and attendance, it's the interest and excitement is not the same as it was. They were, my former colleague Doug Robertson, there was a game earlier this year. He noted that the attendance was, I think for that particular game was, I think the lowest it had been for any league match. I think his stat was, and so it's been like that. I mean, they won the last few games. So maybe things are turning up, but yeah, it's been a hard number of several years to support this team, because it seems like no matter what they do, things don't change. As far as what it can, like what needs to happen, that's a much harder question. It's like they kind of tried the let's get the band back together sort of approach, bringing Tata back, and I certainly would have thought that would have worked, but it hasn't. Ranchuk has played a little better in recent weeks, but yeah, I don't know. Almiron, you wonder if he still has the same sort of energy, spirit, speed that he had when he was at his best. But yeah, it's what it'll take. I wish I had the answer for you, but yeah, it's that was one thing you thought like you could count on, but at least going back a number of years. But yeah, it hasn't been there.
Well, Ken, it was great to catch up with you, man. I tell you what, looking forward to talking to you more this summer. Hey, look, you have a great rest of your morning, and thanks for waking up with us on the Sports Vision Morning Show.
Yeah, DJ Richard, thanks for having me on. It's always good talking with you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Ken.
That's Ken Sugiura. That's right. He's a columnist, sports columnist with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and of course, thank him for, sharing with us this morning. Let's go ahead and take a short break, and we'll come back for our final. This is our final break. And of course, let you know that you're watching Facebook Live and YouTube, and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
My name is Corporal Bradley Joseph Seitz.
Jerry Reed.
Kate Weber.
These are real veterans facing a real challenge.
I have PTSD.
And I have PTSD.
I have PTSD.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can happen to anyone.
I was still in a war zone in my mind.
But treatment can turn your life around.
Treatment has really saved my life.
To learn about PTSD and how treatment can help you, call your local VA medical center or visit ptsd.va.gov.
You're home for the Dan Patrick Show, 9 to 12 on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Visions Morning Show. I want to thank, I guess it's going to be a short segment, DJ Jones and, of course, Richard Holdridge. I want to thank Ken Sugiura with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for just, of course, coming on and enlightening us on, of course, Ted Turner and all the other things that he was able to do. Craig Howard, man, I tell you, that's always a treat to talk to our Sports and Events Council Executive Director and get some of the direction and some of the ideas of what he has on slate. Corry Black, the General Manager for the Columbus Lions. Of course, it's always a pleasure to talk to Corry, and he's just such an inspirational story, and just the man himself is an inspiration, and we could just spend an entire segment just talking to him about his life, his background, and but I tell you what, everything he touches turns to gold. And also Mike Woods, I tell you, a lot of people, he's an underdog, man. He's never been an underdog in my book, because I've always been willing to give him the platform because I've admired his work that he's put in. And, again, I love people who can do a lot with a little. It's easy to do things when you have money. It's easy to do things when you have all the resources. but do you have the creativity? Do you have the wherewithal? Do you have the understanding of what it is to take and what the ideas that it takes to make things great, to put your hands on it? And that's what a category that Mike falls into. And again, I like to think that I fall into that category as well, Richard.
Yeah, we appreciate all of our guests, and it's great that we're able to get another show here on this Friday, getting ready for a Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, yeah. And if you haven't made plans yet, guess what? I tell you what, if you're local, man, take your wife to see Big Sexy. At least start that off, maybe have a little dinner. And don't forget, Michael Jackson that movie is always an option. So you got between, and then this is just me and my humble opinion. If you can't go see Big Sexy, you're not going out to dinner, or you can't go see the Michael Jackson movie. Hey, look, you're on your own.
Yeah, and a couple of local teams. We got the Columbus Lions taking on the Jersey Bearcats. Columbus United, their opener in the USL 2. They are taking on Apotheos. That's going to be on the road. There is actually going to be a watch party, and there's also going to be a watch party. I think that's going to be at Scofflaw. There's a watch party at Poor Decisions for the Columbus Lions. So come on out and support the local teams as they're on the road this weekend.
And Richard, if I haven't told you, thank you for being such an advocate for soccer. And again, all those folks out there appreciate you, because again, from Ken to what you were just saying now, you're bringing up a lot of, and again, I can't be all things to all people, but I got you to talk about soccer.
I'm embracing my role as the soccer guy, and it's because I got that opportunity to be the play-by-play announcer for the Columbus Rapids more than 4 years ago.
Absolutely, and again, for the benefit of the folks, and this is the last minute of any kind of information. What do we have on slate for Georgia Alabama Sports Live?
2 games today: Brookstone girls, Bethlehem Christian soccer, and then we've got Calvary taking on Bullock Academy in baseball. That's going to be a doubleheader. So we got 2 games going on today.
All right, Richard. Anytime now, it's on you, buddy.
It
is. Of course, thank you so much for joining us on the end. We appreciate everybody out there. David Crowell, Stanley Crowell as well. And again, Ricky Rogers, and, the love of all of you folks out there, man. We appreciate the fact that you have joined us all week long. And again, we appreciate you allowing us to help you get your day started. Hey, you hear the music, you know what that means. That's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Visions Morning Show. On behalf of Richard Holdridge, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
I know I can lie.
You've been listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. This is Sports Visions 92.1.
I need to give it all. I try to live, but I can't. I don't know why you're the one. Turn me out of my mind. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body.
Hey, it's the Huckster, Gill's Auto Sales, your #1 pre-owned dealer in Georgia and Alabama. We have over 400 vehicles to choose from, like new ones and hard to find ones. Back that up with a free 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty and great financing and 6 locations. And you